What's happening, lids? Listen, the time has nearly arrived. On Saturday, the 18th of May, I'm doing my final tour date at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. There's still some tickets left. It's the biggest show I've ever headlined, but it's not just me going to be there. I'll be doing my hour, but I've got a few of my mates coming to do stand-up, and I've got some surprise musical guests. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable. I'm so excited, and the final tickets have just gone on sale, and they're on adamrowe.co.uk. You can also get them on the M&S Bank Arena website and Ticketmaster, but all the links to all of them are on adamrowe.co.uk. Come and be part of the biggest night of my career so far, and I'm going to blow the roof off the gaff. Please come and see us.
And come and see me doing Dan Nightingale and Fiends, some of my favourite rooms around the country and one in Dublin. Some of my favourite comedians with me, messing around with filming it all. Dan Nightingale and Fiends. It's at dannightingale.com.
And if you haven't already, why are you not signed up at patreon.com/haveawordpod, one of the biggest Patreons on the planet? This podcast, this independent podcast based out of Liverpool, is one of the biggest Patreons in the world. Why? Because you get value for money. You get early access to these public episodes. You get an extra episode every single week. And every month, you get a Patreon special. And you get access to the entire back catalogue as soon as you sign up from just £3 a month. Tell them about the specials, Daniel.
Oh, my God. We've got so many lock-ins where we get drunk in here. We went to Nashville. That's a 3-parter. We've done all sorts. We've taken over a restaurant. We've had a racing day. There's 40 of these things. There's so many. I'm forgetting the good ones.
Amsterdam, Ghost Hunts. There's so many to list, and there's a new one coming every month. The one we've just released, the art special, is one of the most popular we've ever released. Patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go and sign up now. I guarantee once you're there, you'll never leave in a bit.
Nice one.
Wag wag leads, you're listening to the funniest podcast in the game from the heart of Liverpool with Adam, Dan, Sensei Carl and Finn. This is the one and only Have a Word.
Brought to you by Manscaped, the very best products on the market for below-the-waist grooming.
Go Ed, get on me.
I'd be well sad if that happened.
How are we?
That's how the episode's starting now.
Yeah.
With you going, oh, but so sad.
Yeah. That's sad.
What if one of your heroes was outed as a nonce?
Would you not? Where do you draw the line on the art versus artist?
Noncing. Yeah.
Yeah, but can you still enjoy the art before they were doing that?
Well, it's been trodden in comedy. Well trodden. It's been talked about. And it is a balance between quality of the back catalogue and severity of the offence.
Yeah, and the evidence. Do you know what I mean?
Hang on, so the better you are, the more nonsense you can do.
Michael Jackson is a great example of that.
Like, he's the GOAT, isn't he?
Is that true, though? Like,
he can sing, he can dance, he can play with monkeys. He can do all of them things.
Which is what that's why he toured in arenas.
Is that a skill?
The monkey headliner. Come on, Bubbles.
100% that added to his fame.
Can he play?
Dave Johns had a great line. He was like, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, Gary Glitter. Do you want to be in my gang? No, I fucking don't, Gary. Because they were both a bit noncy, weren't they? And then people go, Michael Jackson wasn't a nonce. But he did a lot of nonce-like things.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Slept in bed with kids. No, he did. He admitted to it. We've said this a million times.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the noise he was making?
That was Bubbles. That was Bubbles like,
You wouldn't sleep in bed with children.
My children, yeah. But not other people's children.
All right. You mean just sleeping?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking you on face value that what you just said.
You don't do that with your own kids.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty common thing for parents to, like... Laura spent most of the last 7 years
17.
sleeping in bed with Etta, who fucking loves it, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's how and that's what all Michael Jackson admitted to, isn't it? Just, a little bit of sleeping, a little bit of spooning.
It's just...
I'd have been the big spoon with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Defo, yeah. Little bony ass and that. Like,
Morning, Michael Jackson fans. How you doing? You all right? Annoyed? Yeah.
Why are they annoyed? We haven't said anything. We've literally just said his side of the story.
They're annoyed.
About what?
They get defensive.
I'm not saying he bummed anyone.
They're like the OG K-pop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But he did sleep in the bed with children.
I know.
And he cuddled them. He gave them, like, bevies and that, didn't he?
Good at
Crack.
that. There you go. I knew we couldn't keep that on the tracks of truth. Little bit of crack, a Red Bull and a big spoon.
is he Geordie as well?
He's Geordie. Because I'm still doing Dave Johns in my head. Hey, how you doing? You all right? How's your bum?
So, I mean, we can talk about it, can't we?
We don't want to give too much away. Don't want to give but you consumed...
But I was hosting, so it doesn't matter.
You
I did it by
consumed
choice.
so much da bomb chili sauce.
If anyone's ever watched the YouTube show Hot Ones, one of their most infamous sauces, the one with the most reputation, really, isn't it? Their sauce, the bomb. I had an entire chicken strip, like a chicken fillet from KFC yesterday, covered in it.
And you did this to yourself. You didn't have to. You threw yourself out there. And Finn is an expert on Hot Ones. You've watched it. You've watched it a lot. Yeah. And the bomb is like the 7th of the 10.
Yeah,
it's the one. Yeah. It's the one where shit gets real on the episode. It's the one where they go from like to
yeah.
And you lathered that shit in the bomb. It was
poured it on it like it was a hot dog, and then like smeared it.
Oh, it was 1 part da bomb, 4 part chicken. And then you were like, you've got to finish it. And Finn was just quietly like, no, you just have to have a decent bite. You then finished someone else's. Oh my God, it was so hard to watch. You would leak it.
I've never regretted anything so much in my life. The spice for the next like 20 minutes was so unbelievably horrific. Like, that was bad. But I got over that. That was fine.
It was the way we were filming in a studio with amazing lighting. And while that was going on, you managed to be in 2 other rooms. Like, you got to the level of heat where you're like, I can't just stay here.
No.
You were in a utility cupboard and behind a fucking bar.
It was absolutely unbelievable. So then the spice finished and I was like, oh, it's over. Absolutely fine. So then I drove to Cheshire Oaks yesterday because I had a couple of hours spare and I wanted to go and try and find a shirt for Saturday. And it was just on the way to Cheshire Oaks, my throat started closing over. And then I got like an unbearable headache. And I was having to like drink water and I felt like kind of dizzy. But then I was like, maybe I just don't feel well. I haven't had enough sleep or whatever as well. But then when I got home, I made steak and eggs for me tea. And I don't think they were the wisest choice, the steak and eggs.
Right. Should have just gone like really beige. Should have gone my diet.
I've never, ever experienced a stomach like it. Like,
You might be allergic to it, you know. That sounds like more of like an allergy than just a...
Well, I've got IBS, haven't I? So I'm allergic to like
It's not
lemonade.
an allergy. It's the bomb.
lemonade.
He had too much. You can't be like, I think you might be allergic to that thing that everyone's allergic to.
No, but it's like headaches and dizziness and all that. Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
No, it's normal.
Is it?
Yeah. Apparently, I read up quite a lot on it last night and I had plenty of time to read up on it because I was sat on the toilet with my phone on charge in the bathroom on an extension cord and a sick bucket in front.
Thanks for the pictures as well. Really nice that WhatsApp can bring us together like that in moments where you're dying.
I didn't send you a picture of me shite, did I? You see me legs in a bucket.
I have never wanted to hear the audio of a poo more in my life. And I don't think I'll ever say that to you. I've never said it to you before. May never say it again. I'd just in the name of science, love to hear the audio.
Thin liquid.
Just wee-wee, innit?
It's just piss.
And out your bum it is at that point.
Then my
it's not
piss started stinging.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
Like my piss was hot.
Hot Piss. Great album.
It affected my entire system because obviously some of it's gone in my bladder, hasn't it? Because when it's a sauce, so it goes in your body and your body goes, oh, that's liquid, we'll put that over here.
What a way to die that would have been for content.
Oh, it was so bad. Like, and then I was sat on the toilet for about an hour and a half, like without leaving the toilet. And then I was empty then. So I was like, right. And I stood up to move and my stomach was like, nope. So I sat back down, but then nothing came out. So I was like, oh, it just feels like I need to go again. I don't need to go again.
Yeah.
And then, so what I did was I went and got on my bed and I realised as long as I didn't move an inch, I was fine.
That is illness. You're describing, but like bum-based illness, aren't you? Where you're like, oh, when you're like, oh, I don't need to poo. I know, but I can feel it. And then you basically get in the fetal position and stay still. You've done that to yourself.
Yeah, voluntarily.
And you can handle heat.
I can.
But that's...
I think Pez is here.
There's a massive dog here.
Petty is here.
You know, we made a mistake there getting a dog sitter that is smaller than one of the dogs. I love Julia. I think she needs to bulk up a bit. Well done for making it in.
We'll see what happens after a coffee.
Good. Glutton for punishment.
No, well, I've had so little sleep over the past week. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be here. So,
What's going on with sleep?
I'm just not sleeping very well. I think I'm on like
Last night made sense. We not understand why you didn't sleep well last night.
yeah, but like my body clock's just fucked up. Like I'm tired in the morning and absolutely wired of a night. Like absolutely wired. And this happens sometimes. And I think it's partly because I've just done that weekend of gigs in London where I was gigging till like 1 a.m.
Right.
Like I think my body's gone, oh, like in the day conserve energy because you're gonna need it because you're doing 6 sets tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm doing a corporate tonight.
Oh.
No dress code though.
Are you wearing your smokers?
I'm not gonna wear my Tampa Bay smoker stuff. No, this is just for you guys.
Who for?
I don't know whether I can say.
Johnny Business. Business.com.
No, I mean, what kind of people? Can you say what kind of people they are?
Business people.
Insurance people.
Oh.
They love a job.
But I have done it before and it was fine. It's a good corporate.
What makes it a good corporate?
Well, the Comedy Store run it.
That's a tick.
And it's comparing 2 acts.
That's another tick. Yeah. Where's the venue?
The Beer Keller in Manchester.
It's a semi-tick.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Because comedy runs there.
Yeah.
So they're doing that thing of like, right, we want a corporate, but we'll go to where comedy is. I don't mind those.
It's the second year in a row I've done it.
Right.
I've got no idea what bits I did last year, so I'm just going to have to hope I don't.
I know you can't talk about fee, but let's just sort of like hint around it. How you know what I'd be happy with as a fee. Am I like, or am I like,
I don't know whether you'd do it anymore.
Yeah.
What have you become?
What have I become? Soft. No. You've made a mistake.
Oh, yeah, I'm lying, yeah.
Did he give 20 grand?
I would do it.
Would you?
The first number you wrote down, which was
17 grand.
yeah. Yeah. I would suck everyone off in this room for 17 grand.
Would you?
In the Beer Keller, as long as the Comedy Store were running it. I really want to get in with them again. No, 17k though for a corporate. You're gonna really struggle to say no.
It's above minimum wage for the
In
year.
fact, it's a short list of companies that I couldn't do it for the shite, the rag,
Do you do it for BPO?
because I'd never be able to work on this again.
No.
So that's even for 170 grand, even though I'd be like, well, that's the mortgage paid off. It would completely fuck up Have a Word for Me forever.
Would you do it for BP?
British Petroleum. I just wouldn't Google any oil spills and whatnot. You know what I mean? Maybe if I just...
I'd do it for BP. Yeah. No problem.
Do you ever stop and get fuel from a BP garage?
I've got the garage I always go to, and it's not BP.
Yeah.
But if you needed fuel and there was BP, would you be like, I'd rather not?
No.
No. Well, then I'm taking the 17
I
grand.
don't give a fuck.
In fact, my garage might be BP, and I don't know. I just drive in and put the thing in. I think look at the price. I know that's a bit of a privilege, but like, I need petrol.
They're all very similar, aren't they?
I need petrol.
Just don't fill up on the motorway and you're pretty much...
I know the motorway is silly, yeah.
And if they're offering you 17 grand to do an average 20 minutes, I'd be like, yeah, take it.
I suppose. So 20 grand, let's say 20 grand to make it round. 20 grand, what is the companies you would say no to a half-hour corporate set?
Piers Morgan's birthday party.
I'd do Piers Morgan's birthday.
Are you messing the stuff you get from
fucking
that?
joking?
Yeah.
Just do a roast.
All right, I'd do it. You're right.
20K.
I just wouldn't want to do it.
No, yeah, but it's not that. You don't want. I don't want to do tonight, and it's my second year doing it, and it was good. I don't want to do corporate gigs.
Yeah.
No one wants to do corporate gigs, and I hope no one takes that the wrong way. Maybe you work in the corporate world and you've booked comedians before. You've never had a comedian, no matter how polite they are to you on the day, they don't want to do it, and they're doing it because
if the frog went, here's 17 grand to do the middle 20.
Yeah.
You've got to choose.
There's just, they don't want to do it. We do it because that's where the money is. And a lot of people need to subsidise the income of being a club comic by doing corporates in order to earn a decent wage, because you can't really make a proper good living without corporates on the comedy circuit.
Tory party conference, 20 grand.
Surely you've got to do that.
It's bad. I know it's not quite the same as the rag, but it's bad PR. Although you could be like, yeah, but I'm going in sort of like
Gary Gliss's
counter-terrorism.
Gary Gliss's release party. Would you do that? 20
See,
grand?
I would take, if I was allowed to rip on them,
Right.
I'd do the Tory party conference. But I wouldn't do the rag, even if I was allowed to rip on them.
No, I get that.
Because I wouldn't take their money at all. But I would take money off the Tory party.
As long as you've got to be the counter-terrorist
because then I would
like,
give that money to Labour or me.
Give it to Labour. Here you go, Labour.
And do you know what? If anything, I do support Labour to a point, sort of. So this is me giving it to Labour.
Here you go,
Are you
Labour.
past the point of weddings now? Or is there a fee where someone could go?
I've always quoted the exact same figure and it's never changed. If someone asks me to do their wedding, I say, no, I don't really do them. And they go, lad, no, we really want you. Like, how much it would be? And I always say 10 grand.
Yeah.
Would you do
Because we've spoken about this before, so this is like a throwback conversation, but my attitude with weddings is the bride and groom might be my biggest fans. It could literally be my 2 biggest fans on the planet. And maybe their immediate, like, friends have all been to see me as well. And they've been like, you know, on nights out and come to an arena show or like a theatre show or even hot water or whatever. You then get to aunties, uncles, aunties,
German
grandparents, like distant friends, people who've never heard of you, and the older ones. They don't know me or want me or have heard. Like, there's no desire for comedy at a wedding, and comedy is so, especially the type of stuff I want to do, is so divisive. I want to, you know, be a bit provocative, and I do sort of tone that down for private bookings anyway. If people tell me not to talk about certain things, because they're paying in order to tell you what you can and can't say, essentially. But you are probably going to ruin someone's day. And if you ruin the bride's, like, grandmother's day,
Done it.
then it's fucked. Because then
I've done the wedding where the grandparents were like,
Oh, God, don't be there then.
shout out the cheeseman.
What do you mean, don't be
I
there?
hate old people.
Yeah, but they're at that.
I know, but you've
that's
been
the
invited
thing.
as well. You're as welcome as they are.
No, that's not true. That isn't true. This is what I'm saying.
Paying for you to be
Have
there.
a wedding with all your mates and some of your work mates. It's not a wedding, is it?
So my attitude is I will not do your wedding. I will not ruin your grandmother's day unless you pay me enough money that I don't give a fuck that I did that to someone.
And here's the other one. If it's your mates or it's like your cousin or something, that's also minging as well.
If it was anyone I actually know, the answer is no.
Yeah, that's awful, isn't it?
Can we pull up a list of unethical companies? What? Like, is there a list of like shitbag companies and we'll decide where we are on the moral spectrum?
What about that pizza gaff in Washington
Oh, yeah. Done it.
where Hillary Clinton's shagging kids and eating them?
Right, so the top...
Yeah? Is she there doing that? Because I don't know if I'd be able to.
No, it's in the
finish my
back.
20.
You can't see it.
Oh, right.
The top one's Amazon.
Oh, because of the treatment of the workers. The problem is that I keep buying things from Amazon. Even though the guys that deliver, it's the turnover. We've never had the same Amazon delivery guy twice.
I'd
So
do
as
it
young
for
guys with
Amazon
hope.
credits and I wouldn't even lose any money on it.
And you're
They'd all
on
get
their
used.
ankles.
Amazon, yeah. Unfortunately, they're taking over the world, so get on the ride, innit?
It'd be nice if they could, you know, not treat
Yeah, obviously.
the
But I don't
workers
think
like.
there's any big companies that don't exploit
I think-
somebody.
I think this game's going to end up with us saying yes to a lot of corporates.
Yeah.
What else have you got?
Yeah, the brands don't seem... The brands have got good PR, because the next one is Nestle. I was unaware they
rats.
were
They make
very
horrible Easter eggs.
unethical.
Nestle, it was something to do with
Shite
It
chocolate.
was something to do with milk formula in Africa, wasn't
That's
it?
bang on.
But you know what? Famously, I haven't had any babies in Africa. So, no.
Famously.
No. Famously.
So, in Nestle, call up and go, Dan, 10 grand.
Come and do.
I'd drink Cadbury's and say
Where
you've
is
got to
it?
match their offer.
They're not even having a works do.
The same night.
Nestle's in York, innit?
Yorkie.
The factory's in York.
I thought it's in France.
Nestle Toulouse.
I think
Nestlé Toulouse.
I think that's where the Yorkie comes from. It's the Nestle, the factory, the main factory is near York. Easy. So, 2-hour drive.
Nestlé Toulouse is French, isn't she?
Yeah, but I think companies do have factories in other places. Like, we need an English factory. Well, it's a French company, so.
But it is French originally.
That sounds French. as fuck.
Nestle.
Nestlé.
Where are you from?
Toulouse.
From
York.
Yorkshire. Another Yorkshire.
Any other bad ones?
Yeah, it's all the ones you'd think. Like it's saying
Facebook?
Starbucks, Facebook, Apple.
I'd love to do a corporate at Facebook. That in terms of just to see it, to see Zuckerberg and all his fucking goons. I would absolutely love that.
He's just Zuck now.
He's the Zug.
Have you
just
seen how
Zuck.
fit he is now?
He's doing like jiu-jitsu, isn't he?
He's got a beard, a bit of like a curly thing on the go and a chain. Man, fucks now. Fuckerberg, they call him.
They call him the fuck.
The fuck?
And he's
Zuckerberg.
all he's doing with his like 140 billion is like, that's working now. No one cares about Facebook. We bought Instagram. So it's all Meta, baby. And then he's just doing jiu-jitsu.
Goes to the UFC. He's always at the UFC.
No, but he's also trying to create the metaverse, isn't he? Where we're going to live forever as a machine.
Yeah.
Ross's dream.
Yeah, but is Facebook going to be part of that? Because I think it undermines the whole metaverse.
It's just
It's
going
like,
to, that's going to be like,
this is happening. But I'll tell you what's still happening. Facebook.
in the metaverse, Facebook is just going to be like the mecha bingo. Like, it's just got really old people in it just playing games.
Happy birthday.
I've got a Meta Quest. I go inside the metaverse every now and again, and it's full of the people you'd expect to be in there.
You've got a what?
VR headset, Meta Quest.
You go on VR in, do you?
Yeah, it's just
And you go into the metaverse.
yeah, it's got like VR places you can go, and it's just full of kids screaming the M word.
Huh?
As,
Right.
I'm not. Am I right? Thank you. It is. It's awful. Look at the. I mean, spoil it today. The Portal. As soon as you give anyone anything, they just ruin it with fun shit, don't they? Not fun shit.
Just teenage kids and Barry Dodds being racially insensitive. Yeah.
Are we accusing Barry Dodds of saying the M word in the metaverse?
No. He goes more like friendly, old school, offensive. You know, like surrender. What did he call the French kid? A surrender monkey. Like, it's so irrelevant.
Gotta hope that was a white French kid.
Yep.
That's arguably as bad as what we were saying.
Once again, Barry, if someone sent you this clip, it's just the French thing.
Dan, what would you
not
want?
the racial stuff.
What would you want your job to be
Love you,
within
babe.
the metaverse?
Uh,
Everyone takes a role, don't they? It's the whole new world.
Second
baby.
life, innit?
I'd just be a comedian, mate. Comedian and podcaster.
Your life's going so great.
a lot of
Just
meta comedy.
Keep it going in the metaverse. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
I'd just have a more high-functioning family. If I can go in and just fix anything, I'd just yeah,
Your meta family's all
Yeah.
That's all you're changing in your life, just a family that works.
just no addiction in the family.
Is there meta porn? Is there a lot of meta porn? Is there a Pornville?
You've done VR porn though.
There's VR
I showed you it once.
I've seen it in here, so I don't. We were literally in here, and I went, "Oh, tits, a shoulder, tits."
Yeah.
I don't think it's where I need it to be, quality wise.
You need to be on your cock.
What do you mean?
What, the goggles?
No, it's just people, and the people don't get any more real.
No, I think the technology will improve on it. So once you put it on,
Oh, I think it's been updated since you had a go.
oh really?
Do you want to feel it?
I'm worried I'd never come out. Honestly, don't unplug.
No,
me.
I'm telling you right now. Like
My withered body.
Jack's got one. Jack's got one of what you've got, and I put it on, and you don't want to come out because like all of the most beautiful women in the world are just like desperate to suck you off, and they're looking you right in the eyes.
Yeah.
He's tried.
And soon they'll be able to link that with AI, so you'll be able to talk
Design
to
your
them.
own woman. You'll be able to literally go VR, bigger tits. But then yours will get bigger. It'll be
VR,
like, no,
girl.
smaller tits,
Yeah.
bigger tits on air. Like there will be some bugs in it. You know what I mean?
Have you not seen the Black Mirror episode where they go in and fuck and they can feel it?
Right, and it's all like you're in a bodysuit almost.
No, it's something neurological.
Yeah.
You've seen
Oh,
it.
it's coming, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to use Jack's though. I probably won't fucking feel anything. But I'm worried about this.
So what do you want to be a porn star within the metaverse?
Is that you just go to Pornville, do you? Within the metaverse?
Yeah.
Do you have to walk there?
You can probably fast travel.
Oh, right, fast travel.
Yeah.
That feels too easy.
He loves his life. Are you going to change anything about yours? You having a family in the metaverse?
Would that be cheating? Let's say the metaverse starts and we all put a VR headset on. Could you go to a brass house in the metaverse, make some woman squirt all over the ceiling, and then look Laura in the eye and be like, I've done nothing wrong?
I just keep the goggles on so I don't have to look her in the eye. No, hang on. I'm not. Did you just say, am I having a family in the metaverse? I've got a family in the universe.
Yeah.
I'm sound. We're not going to in the metaverse and then get responsibilities. Come on, Dan, you've got a fucking mortgage in the metaverse. No, I'm being an absolute fucking dirtbag, wandering off banging anything.
You say that though, but like you'd spend a long time in the metaverse and then you would want some normality. Did you ever play GTA and just go around like obeying traffic laws?
No, but that's my life. I already obey traffic laws. I'm telling you right now, if I get a metaverse, I'm not getting a fucking lawn that I have to tend to and worry about all
You
that.
say this, but
Come
you're
on,
wrong.
Dan. We've got meta nursery fees to pay. Fuck off.
Reality
No, you will,
becomes-
though.
Yeah.
No,
Did you never do
mate.
that on GTA? Did you never just start driving around and just like stopping at red traffic lights and letting people cross the road and then being like and indicating and shit?
What, when you got bored of beating up prostitutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo.
You'll get bored of being a prostitute in the metaverse. You will. I know it doesn't seem likely, but you will.
Would you get on the meta shite?
Go. What if I could then feel it?
No, because then that's just cocaine, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
No, but hang on. If
Put glasses on and do lemo. I'm in the metaverse. It's not real, Laura. I'm in the metaverse.
just me in the
No, I've
garden
got
office.
the special glasses on. Doesn't count. You can't catch me.
Absolutely tragic. If I basically ended up where I was 2 years ago in the real world, just goggles on, shite all around my nose, going, I'm fucking meta gardening. What? Look at that lawn. Look at that VR lawn. No, I'm gonna go fucking Mad Max.
You know, like when you
V8
tell a kid if
VR.
he puts his sunglasses on, he's invisible. Like when kids get scared, put these on, no one can see you. I'm like, wow, that's you in the metaverse. Put these goggles on, no one can tell you off for doing cocaine.
Laura's literally
It's them.
nudging
Oh,
me.
you.
Fucking hell, these VR goggles are amazing.
Okay, so what happens if you're in the VR world and you're at a bar? Because it's real, innit? You're at a bar.
It's not real.
No, it's going to become reality, isn't it? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And then you're there and Laura's over there chatting some fella up, like, what's happening, Leon? You would not get, like, sad.
Sorry. Are you saying, what if I had VR goggles on the couch, Laura was sat next to me in the real world with VR goggles, and we were at the same part of the metaverse, and she's getting chatted up by some random stirred?
Yeah.
Would I get annoyed?
Yeah.
What am I just going to stick around going, oh, we came here together and we're going to have to leave together?
You didn't come together. She's just, and you've caught it out.
The question is, you're a married man, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. You're currently a
That's
married
legal.
man.
That's legal. I've got the documents.
Yeah.
I imagine we have.
You're in the
I've never seen
metaverse.
it.
You both put your goggles on.
Yeah.
Right? You're getting into it, and she gets in there, and some fella comes over and is like, "Hey, baby girl, you want to suck my dick?" Right?
And she just goes, absolutely.
No, but like
Dan, hold my meta purse.
like, but immediately, are you like? Because you can interact with him as well. We're all in the same metaverse.
Yeah.
Are you going to him, lad? What are you doing? I'm stood right here. That's me, missus. Or are you like, do you know what? It's only the metaverse. She's only getting meta bummed.
Yeah. What's the meta? I'm just bumming your wife in VR.
Yeah.
And I stick around and watch.
No,
Oh,
you-
I'm fuming about this. When I take these goggles off, girl, we're going to have a fucking serious chat on the
Are you
couch.
stopping it? Are you going, hey, what are you doing?
I'm a meta stopping it.
Or you been a meta cook?
Just literally stood there. Go on, you finish, girl, but I'm fuming. I'm not even taking these
Are
off.
you fuming?
The question is, would you be bothered?
What if she gets... If she notches someone off in the
Absolutely
metaverse,
nailed in the metaverse.
gets absolutely rammed.
Yeah.
Am I going off to get?
You can do whatever you want. You can go and suck
You
a
can do whatever
bartender
you
off
want.
if you want.
Oh, so then let's have an open relationship in the metaverse.
Right,
All
okay.
good.
There we go.
All good.
It wouldn't bother you at all.
I mean, we talk in the current technology where she's not actually feeling anything; it's all just visual. Are we talking like Black Mirror, neurological? She feels everything.
No, I think she's feeling it.
I think this is a conversation couples are going to have. Like, you don't cheat on me in the real world or in the metaverse. I know what you
Women
like.
get pissed off when you cheat on them in their own head,
In the dreams.
in their dreams.
So you're going, go on, Leon, lad, I'll go with the other gaff.
Leon.
And
Osman.
she's sitting next to you and you can hear, whoa, Leon. But you're just hiding yours up going, la 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 la.
I'm wandering off. I'm going to go and do some gardening in the metaverse. Take my mind off it. No, it's fine. Open relationship in the metaverse, I think.
Oh,
How would you feel about it with Serica?
I'll go and find Serica.
I think I'm Leon. That's your name in the metaverse.
I would genuinely, would it bother you?
Probably, yeah.
Would it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so fucking protective, aren't you? You can't even cheat on me in the metaverse.
What's the difference between that
Lighten up.
though and you just visiting a brass house on GTA?
Because I am not the man in GTA.
You hypocrite.
But what if you could, like, if you could create your own character on GTA and it's Carl? Let's say the new GTA that's coming out. It's like, right, the character, you get to design it, you know, like an old school sort of, like you can make him look like you, literally.
Yeah.
And you can call him Carl. Yeah. And you can, you know, he lives in the Spanish Quarter of Iton. You can do all of that and it's you.
Yeah.
To your best intents and purposes, it's you. Are you saying if you did that, you would never go to a brass house in GTA?
But in the brass house, are these women knowing who I am and they're also real people?
Yeah, they're all like, Carl, you're all right, lads. Get here.
They're
20
working
quid.
as prostitutes in
And
the
am I feeling
metaverse.
it?
No.
No, that's different then, isn't it?
So if Serica couldn't feel it,
Yeah.
she can just look at like Leon.
She can call
Reigler.
someone up right now and do it and I would be happy with it.
What do you mean?
She could call someone up now and go, hey, I'm sucking you off. And I'd be like, what are you doing?
It would be a weird thing for us to open a conversation with.
No, but I mean, if she
Operator?
can't feel it, it's just a conversation, isn't it?
Is she ringing hotlines?
Yeah, but happy pissed. Yeah.
What are you up to? Wow.
So
Loads.
it's feeling it that's the line for you.
Yeah. If someone else is giving you pleasure, then I'd be like, hey, what are you doing here?
What if it's
Define pleasure.
What if it's CPU though?
What if
if
someone
it's-
bakes it a
Getting
cake?
knocked out. What?
What if someone bakes it a cake?
Flat. Can I have some of the cake?
No.
Well, I'm fuming.
I love it. Like, what if she gets sucked off? What if she eats a cake? Not a
Well, he says
euphemism.
what he doesn't want anyone to give
What
her
about
pleasure.
if it's a computer-generated penis that's giving her the pleasure? I mean, it's just a.
Yeah, it's not another player.
I'd feel
It's
like
a computer-generated Leon.
I'd feel
Like shacking an NPC.
yeah,
That's what I
boring.
meant.
That's worse.
I said CPU. That's what I meant.
Shacking a car park.
I'd
Attendant,
two fines.
customers,
off them.
cars,
Two fines.
the lot.
I parked in an NCP.
No, don't
2
screech us.
times.
Don't screech us. We're in the fucking metaverse. Don't whinge about car parking tickets.
Wow. Am I gutted? Yeah, because I'm like, can't I give you that pleasure?
What,
Right.
in the metaverse? Are you
No,
both
in real
putting-
life.
Oh my God. Carl, lighten up. You're in the metaverse. Just get sucked off by a fucking ladyboy. Who cares?
What if Leon?
You're doing GTA
has got
Heighton. Live
a
it.
9.5-inch dick that bends in the opposite direction to yours, so it's hitting corners you can't hit.
Mate, Adam, he didn't even like the cake.
There are no corners I've not hit.
What type of cake? Because I'd say I can make you a lemon drizzle, babe.
I couldn't.
In the real world.
I'm shit at bacon.
I'll teach you how to make cakes.
Thank you. I think. Yeah, parked in 2 NCPs with Seneca.
Hang on.
She said, don't worry, you drove, I'll pay. And then enter their reg. 2 times. Yeah. So they went, "Well, you haven't paid. I was like, I haven't. You're like, you haven't. And then
That's the modern misogynistic women are shit at parking. They're always putting the wrong reg in.
I texted her.
I've got this one, babe.
I went, you know when you pay for my parking? She went, yeah. I went, you put my reg in? No. That's why I've got £200 worth of fines on the fucking... So,
There it is, though. She's got to pay them.
200.
yeah. It's 35 if you pay within the 2 weeks, but I did not want the letters for the week.
Yeah.
But I've appealed.
35 if you... Hang on.
As long as you send receipts... Yeah, it's 35 or 100. I don't know what that is. As long as you send receipts...
Is it NCP or
NCP,
private?
NCP.
Oh, dear.
But if you say... I've sent them a receipt of proof that I parked at that time, just at the wrong reg, and hopefully they're going to go, okay.
Yeah.
Unlikely though, isn't it?
That is amazing.
You want £100 off me? I've already given you £3 and here's my receipt. They'll be like, fuck off, mate. Your missus fucked it. There you go.
Oh, I'm sad.
All right, well, let's have a sponsor and we'll get some of that money back for you. Smooth.
Smooth.
Hello, everyone. Time to tell you about our very favourite sponsor, Manscaped.com.
Manscaped are our OG sponsor, and as you know by now, they do the very best in male grooming, especially when it comes to those things below your waist, your boys, your bollocks, your hairy little balls, okay? You want to shave them, keep them nice and neat, a little bit of stubble down there maybe, and you will get sucked off on a more regular basis. Isn't that right, Dan?
Oh, yeah. I'm always getting sucked off because I've got shining balls. Over 10 million men worldwide trust Manscaped to de-hair their bollocks.
The
No one
Lawnmower
wants it.
3.0 Plus, the 4.0 Pro, and the 5.0 Ultra, they're all available. There's package deals you can get, and you get 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the promo code WORD20. So go to manscaped.com right now, use the promo code WORD20, get your 20% off and your free worldwide shipping. It is the best male grooming products you can buy. And it's not just the shaving stuff. There's deodorant for your bollocks, and there's undies and that. There's all
Summer's
sorts
here.
you can get.
Summer's here. No one needs hairy balls in the summertime.
You're going to shave your dog, aren't you? So shave your cock as well.
Manscaped.com. Word 20.
We have a charity bike ride approaching us. We're going to India in November. We're all doing separate fundraising. Dan, me, Finn, Carl. We have our separate fundraising links. Dan has already hit his target. I've got some events coming up over the summer where I'm going to attempt to hit my target. Finn, you're doing better than me at the minute because all of our art funded you. And
Went down well. That went down well.
Carl's plugging along as well. We went to Zoe's place a couple of days ago and sort of met everyone that we're doing
We did, didn't we?
the bike ride with.
Everyone seemed lovely.
Everyone was great.
Weird meeting that many people going, oh, we're all going to India together for 10 days.
Yeah. And, you know, no athletes. There's a former athlete, Robbie Fowler might be coming with us if he doesn't get a management job, but there's no athletes. And that made me feel quite good about the whole thing.
Watching Finn's head fall straight off. When don't know, I just saw you going, Robbie Fowler.
Yeah, I'm fine with, like, entertainment people. Footballers are a different breed
But
to
he's
me.
so everyday, Robbie Fowler.
I
I
know.
think I've seen him a million
He's
times.
a legend, though,
No,
isn't
don't
he?
say
You're a
he
lad
isn't.
from Rill who loves Liverpool.
It's God.
Like, he's a legend.
Yeah, I suppose.
And dead sound.
And he knew my name, which blew me head off. I went over and went, you're right, mate, nice to meet you. And he went, you're right, Adam. I was like,
Robert Fowler.
here's what I wanted to tell you, though. Could you put the picture in of all of us in our yellow tops? Because we all got given a yellow T-shirt, didn't we?
We did.
As
Looks
Zoe's
like
place
Paul
one.
Ince.
And straight after being at Zoe's place, I went to M&S near on Queen's Drive, near where the new Zoe's place is going to be, to get some food for myself to cook for the evening for
Lad's doing well.
sustenance
Lad's
and
doing
calories and energy.
Marks and Spencer's food.
And
hall.
I think because I had that top on, the woman on the till thought I was. She thought I was a bit special.
Why?
Does the woman on the till, was she special? Does she know what? Does she know what
I don't
Zoe's
think she
place-
read Zoe's place. I just think she's seen that it was obviously just a special. Because I got to the till with me stuff, and also,
I just met Robbie Fowler. All right, course you did, love. Come on.
but all I had, because I was making steak and eggs, so I had a piece of steak, eggs, and some salt, and some Febreze, because I knew I'd run out of Febreze. So it looked like a bit of a mental. Like, not many people make steak and eggs. That's like an Americanized food that I eat quite a bit.
Not many people make steak, eggs, and Febreze.
No.
Yeah. No.
So I put them on the thing, and I'm just stood there waiting to be served. And she literally, this is why I swear this is true. So she scans them through, and she goes, "That's a lovely T-shirt." And I went,
Oh.
"Yeah, it's a charity I do a lot of work for." And she went, "Oh, right. Do you want a bag?"
You should have went funk yo.
Aren't you doing really well? Shopping for yourself.
Funk yo. This is my yellow T-shirt.
I'm going on a bike ride for charity. Of course you are, babe.
On next week's episode, I will be announcing a country festival, 1 day rooftop event,
All day.
an all-dayer in
it a bonanza?
July. What?
Is it a bonanza or an extravaganza?
It's the Yeehaw, Yeehaw,
Oh.
all-day event.
Yeehaw.
More Teddy swims.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be class, and tickets are going to go on sale at my arena show.
Oh, shit.
So anyone coming to the arena will get priority. I'm going to just put a QR code on the screen.
So if you're
sold
watching this on Saturday
Oh,
morning...
I think so, yeah. But if there's any tickets left, they'll be on sale next week.
300-400. What are we doing?
350.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah, they're going to sell instantly, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. That's and all of the money from that is going to my Zoe's Place fund, and I'm going to do a few other comedy nights over the summer where I'm going to try and pull in some favours from some big names to come and do them with me, just to get that fund up. Because the target for all of us is $5,500, but I'd really like to smash through that, really.
Yeah, I've been doing cameo videos. There's several hundred people who've had one from me already. That's how I smash my target. I'm now moving my link to Carl and Finn. So I'll still do them. If you want them, give us a message. But the link that you need to donate to is Carl's or Finn's. Send me a screenshot on Instagram. There are a couple of people on Facebook. I owe you a video. It's because you came through Facebook. But if anyone wants one, DM me on Instagram. All I need is a screenshot of the donation. Anything above 20 quid, I'll do your cameo, as will you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do it. I've been doing it.
It's a collective. We all need to get past our target.
Okay, so I owe some people cameos as well. I told people to DM me on Instagram, and I got a few of them, but like I don't mean this to sound as sort of like anything, but I get so many messages on Instagram, I can't possibly find every message.
So I had this problem, and I had to go back on my stories and go, hey, if you haven't had your video yet, can you message me to remind me so it goes to the top of my inbox? Because it's not an ideal system.
But even if you do that, I likely won't see it. So we've got an old email address that I've still got on my phone, from when we did blind date. So there's an email address which is hawblinddate@gmail.com. If you
Make a new one.
what?
Make a new one.
No,
why?
it'll work. This will work.
What are you? Why would I make a new one?
Yeah.
And then add another email to my phone. I'm like Fiona Harvey, mate. There's 45 emails here. hawblinddate@gmail.com. If you email that with evidence that I owe
41,000
you
cameos.
a cameo, I will get it done over the next week or so and get it over to you. And if it's urgent because it's someone's birthday in the next few days, then put that in the email and I'll make sure it gets done.
Have you? Now, this is what I heard. Now, I like to keep you accountable. I heard once you've done the marathon training that you're on the bike. That was the plan. Have you got on the bike yet? Have you been biking?
Have I started bike riding?
Yeah.
Here's the way I'm at. Any week now, I'm going to buy a bike.
Yeah.
Is it going to be an absolute bastard of a bike?
There's no point, is there?
Buy the same as me. I've bought the same bike as we're riding in India.
Yeah, that's sensible.
Like, if I buy a belter of a bike,
Yeah.
then I'm going to have to try and take it on in my hand luggage.
I bought my bike
No.
about 6 weeks ago and the front wheel still hasn't been put on. So I'm there. I've got a bike, but it's never been ridden.
I've got such a great road racer. It's so smooth and fast on roads and bike tracks until you take the wrong turn and you're on gravel and you have to walk for a mile. That was annoying.
You need to buy yourself a new bike.
You need
No,
to get used
but
to driving on gravel.
Yeah, but for now, I am enjoying road riding on this, and I've done 6 or 7 bike rides. The first one, oh, my gooch did not feel good. It's stronger. I've got a stronger gooch. I can report. It adapts.
Yeah,
I've
you
got
wear your
some
Gucci.
nice padding, got some baboon bottoms, but it's getting easier. And I am enjoying riding bikes. I get it. I get why it's enjoyable.
Are you on the road or the curb?
There's an amazing old train track that goes down to Connors Quay and all the way out to the other side of Chester, and then you can loop off it and go next to the river. So I sort of don't need to be on roads if I don't want to. Got such an amazing.
Probably get used to dodging traffic though, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the training you need to do. Like you're not gonna go on the motorway and be like, don't worry, I'm fucking training for India.
Yeah, but
I won't be
good if
ready.
you did.
Yeah,
We need to dodge buses.
right. That's what I'll do. I'll go in bus lanes in the middle of town,
Go
and
the
that'll be
other way.
good training. Dan's been knocked off a bike by a bus. Oh yeah, but it's training. You know what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
Like your gooch.
2 broken legs.
And
So I'm enjoying it.
we will start soon. As soon as he gets his, I feel like I'm going to do mine.
Are you going to come to mine? Are you going to come to mine for a little bike
When he
ride?
gets his bike, I'll start riding with him.
Ah, nice.
Don't like doing things on my own.
I'll be honest, you know the
You're a pack
bout
animal.
of what I assume was COVID that I got, because I think I got COVID just before the Paris Marathon was supposed to happen. I haven't really recovered from it. I've still got a bit of me lungs are just a bit fucked. Like I'm still running. I've been running like 5Ks and stuff, but 5K is a bit of a push at the minute.
Which is down from like 20k where you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's completely fucked me breathing.
You've got asthma.
Yeah, but yeah, I've always had asthma.
I think you'll find the bike easier. Don't think it's that. It doesn't hit your lungs as hard.
I think it's just the bum, innit?
It's just the ass. Train that ass. You need to get the bike sorted. We're going back. What are you going to do, Finn?
Huh?
What are you going to do?
I got into it a couple of months ago and then I got bored.
Right.
We got an exercise bike in the spare room.
I
and
also-
was doing it a few
Same
times a
thing.
week. I was doing it like 3
You need
times
to be
a
on
week.
terrains.
I understand that.
But what are you gonna do when you get to India and you haven't ridden a bike before?
So, is this stabilizers, yeah?
Yes.
Are you just going to be potted?
My auntie's got me a bike that was my uncle's. He's proper into cycling. So
Right.
they've got a bike for me. I just haven't been to collect it yet.
Right. Because
I've got to take the front wheel off and I don't want to do
If it's
that.
a road bike, you can't use it, by the way. That's what he's
It's
doing.
not. It's a mountain bike.
Okay,
but
good.
You can use it.
No,
Yeah,
but
I
you're
know,
learning
I-
the wrong bike.
Yeah, you keep saying this. Like, I'm going to get on a slightly different mountain bike and go, oh, God, what's this? I have no idea. Like,
It
if
is
you're
very
riding a bike, you are doing training for riding a bike. I get what you mean. When it gets to it, it would be good to have the mountain bike set up. But if I do 3 or 4 months on this road bike, it's not like I'm damaging the training. Like, it's still positive, isn't it? You're still doing fitness and you're still training for riding a bike. You're not going to come off like Carl makes out like because I've got the slightly wrong shaped bike. Like I'm going to be doing like it's a negative.
Yeah, but it's a different position and everything that you're sitting in.
It's not a negative, but it's not as positive as it could be, is what he's saying.
Well, I've spent the fucking money on the bike now, so I'm going to get the summer's worth out of it.
That's like, it's like saying if you were training for a marathon, oh, I don't do long runs. I just do 5K twice a day, every day. You like
no, I see what you mean. I can see
you're
where the
still
analogy's
training,
going.
but you're just not training in the right way.
But it's a slight different position wise. The legs are still the motor, aren't they? I'm still practicing like that. Your legs.
It's like training for a boxing match and never throwing a punch.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Bad analogy. I'm having bullshit.
That's dancing, isn't it?
On a bike, your legs are on the fucking pedals and they're going up and down. I haven't got a bike where one goes left and one goes right.
Yeah,
That's not. And I know that I just went my right leg in my.
Are you laying forward?
A little.
That's a different position for you.
Oh, it's a different position.
You're wearing your ass in wrong.
Yeah. Watch me get to India and be like, I don't know how to do it. What the fuck? I'll be fine.
We'll be fine. You're going to be fucked.
You've not even got on yours.
I've got the right one when I do.
That's what I think about that.
We're going to win this race, by the way. You're fucked, mate.
I can't wait for your competitive juices to flow. And after 70 kilometres in Rajasthan, all of a sudden, Carl and Adam are racing to the end. And me and Robbie Fowler are just cruising around going, I don't even know how to ride this. I had a road bike, Robbie. Mad.
Robbie managing Blackburn on Zoom.
I hope he doesn't get a manager's job. I want him to do really well in his career, but I want him to come to India. It's funny.
It is.
We got a question from Dean. Lads, I went to the cinema last week and the fella in front of me whipped out a full leftover Chinese and scranned it during the film. I thought it was fucking weird, but my missus maintains that she thinks the man is a role model.
Yeah?
Thoughts on eating non-cinema scran in the cinema and what's the weirdest food you could bring in? That's from Dean.
As long as it didn't stink, it's sound.
Whoa. I nearly went the wrong then. A Chinese in an
Succulent Chinese meal.
got to smell. That can't be odorless,
But
can it?
leftover Chinese often doesn't smell. The smell's in the heat.
Isn't it?
It is though, isn't it?
You're not wrong. I've taken a Mackey's in. That's okay, innit? That's quite standard.
Doesn't
innit?
stink.
No.
There's no... Mackey's doesn't smell like anything.
Caviar to me.
I made a faux pas a couple of months ago. I went and I took, because I mistimed it and I ordered food and I didn't time it right. So I had a full like garlicky pasta.
You're a fucking knobhead.
I didn't mean to do it. I mistimed it.
Where did you order?
Well, then you don't take it in. You put it in the bin and you fucking swallow it. You go,
I swallow it.
No, you swallow the money you've spent on it. You go, I don't get to eat me garlicky pasta now.
Where did you
Or
order
you
it
wait till afterwards and eat it cold.
So,
Were you in Frankie and Benny's or something?
no, it was at the pasta gaff I like on Castle
You're
Street.
pathetic.
Oh, you love that pasta.
I do.
gaff.
Was it
That
a
is
busy film?
so fucking horrific.
But a Chinese is fine.
I literally just said if it didn't smell.
Yeah.
Busy film?
No, there was like 4 other people in there, but I knew that it fucking stunk. I was aware as soon
You're a
as I
fucking
opened it.
arsehole.
I know, I didn't mean to. I won't do it again.
Any fish-based, are we saying, I know you're anti-tuna, I'm mad anti-tuna. Any fish-based coming out of a Tupperware, whether it's one of them cold pastry things or, well, I don't know, a
If you
tuna
take
sandwich.
fish to the cinema, blow the head off.
That's a shooting offence, isn't it?
Oh, I didn't tell you about this.
Huh?
I can't believe I didn't tell you. I can't believe I didn't tell fucking Instagram, to be honest with you. You know, I was in London at the weekend. This is how tired I was coming back from London the other day. I didn't tell you this when I got back. When I get on the London train now, there's standard class, there's first class, and there's one carriage called standard premium, and it's 20 quid, and you get to upgrade, and you get everything you get with first class apart from the meal, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want the meal on the train. The food's fucking shite.
Slightly bigger seat?
You want the bigger seat,
Yeah.
the quieter carriage, guaranteed plug socket, guaranteed table, right? It's worth it. It's fucking wonderful. But it's like people don't even know about it, right? People don't really know the room is yet.
Did they not even announce it?
No.
Oh.
Right? So
It's the VIP.
it's often really quiet. And it was really quiet the other day. And I was sat. I literally got on. And because it was quite a busy train, like there was load, you know, the Grand National moments at Euston where they go, platform 16, and every fucking person.
I kind of love it.
Right?
I kind of love it.
It was so busy. And I was like right at the front of it because I seen like the board change before they announced it.
Nice.
Right? So I seen it and just fucking bolted and got near the front. And I looked behind me and it's a fucking stampede. So I was like, this is going to be a chocolate train. And I'd rather have one of the There's one seat in standard premium where you go in, as soon as you go in, the first seat on your right
It's a single.
is a single, but there isn't even a seat opposite you. There's a single with a table and then the back of another seat, and it's the best chair in transport.
Not facing the door, facing the rest of the
Yeah.
seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? So I get in and just go, I'm the first person in standard premium. I'm going to get that. Right? A fella gets on, and he gets on at the other end of my carriage. Right? Gets on and comes in on the thing and sits on like there's chair. So it's like a mirrored thing. So there's the chair I've sat in over on the opposite side. He walks past that. He walks past the table of 4, and on the next table of 4, he chooses that as the one he's going to sit at.
Yeah.
Train takes off. Me and him are the only 2 people in the whole carriage.
Oh.
Right? We're the only 2 people in it. Listen to this.
It's beautiful.
On my way onto the train, I'd been to Pret. There's a Pret at Euston, right? And I got myself a coffee and an egg mayo sandwich. Ooh. And listen, I thought to myself, if it's a chocker train and I'm sat like facing someone on opposite, I'll just eat this when I get to Liverpool. I'll get like I got crisp as well, so I was like, I'll just eat the crisp. So I hadn't opened it on the way to the train because I was like, I'm not going to do that. He's at the other end of the carriage, right? And I sort of, I'm just eating it, right? And he has to walk past me to go to the toilet because the toilet's here.
Yeah.
So he walks past me, goes to the toilet, and I'm just eating me butty. And like he sort of like goes, ugh, as he walks past me.
The worst
Right?
person to do that to is Adam Rowe.
He then, so I was like, I thought it was something else, right? But then he goes back down the other end of the carriage, and he's on the phone, and he goes, there's some lad on my fucking carriage eating a fucking egg mayo butty on the train.
I'd
Right?
sit on his table.
I literally went, mate, I can hear you, you know. And he went, yeah, it's just a bit much, lad, an egg mayo butty on the... There's another Scouser. He goes, yeah, it's just a bit much, an egg mayo butty on the train, isn't it, lad? And I went, what are you talking... Can you smell it from there? He goes, that's not the point. I said, it is the point.
It's the point. It's the whole
I said,
point.
I wouldn't be eating if you were sat opposite me. He said, yeah, whatever, lad. And that was it.
Also, he could sit further away. He chose to sit closer.
Exactly.
Oh, I would have moved and sat on his table to finish it.
You all right?
Eee, what a rat. Do you remember the fella who sat next to you on the plane on the way to New York when he was a million other seats and put a seat back?
Oh, we didn't even tell you about that. So we're getting on the plane to New York. First of all, the woman who was like doing the seats for the plane was very anti-Semitic.
Oh my God,
Right?
she was so anti-Semitic.
We're in we're at the gate, right? This Jewish fella, right?
Nice. Nicely done.
This Jewish fella.
God, progress
But-
has been made.
But like, you know, when I say Jewish fella, he's like, you know,
He had the hat on.
Oh my God.
got the ass, the
No,
beard, he's got the pigtails.
He had the big
right?
hat though, not the little one. The big hat.
Pigtails, ironically.
The big round one.
Yeah,
Bowler
yeah.
hat.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. What
Right?
you're saying. I know.
And he's fat cunt as well, right? And he goes over to the woman, and he had loads of kids with him and his wife,
We've heard about him.
right?
11 kids.
Yeah,
Full
but
first
when
team.
we first got there, he goes up and he's got like everyone's passports, and he's like, "Here's our passports there, love," right? And she goes, "Yeah, how can I help you?" And he goes, "Obviously, we're not all sat together on the plane. I'm just wondering whether it doesn't look like the plane's going to be full, whether we could actually sit together, whether there's anywhere we could move to." And she goes, "There's only single seats available on this flight, so like you could move a couple of people round, but you're not going to be sat together, and you probably just don't
She
want to
even
do
does
that."
this.
at all."
She even goes, yeah, we've already got signals on
Right.
the computer.
When the plane
No.
is like finished boarding, me and Carlos, so the plane's one of those where it's like 2 seats, 4 seats, 2 seats,
Yeah.
right? Me and Carla are on the right in a 2-seat thing. Next to us, the front 3 rows of the 4 seats are completely empty.
Yeah.
That's whole family in a 4-4-3 formation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And probably
there's-
more going back as well. That's just near us.
There's 2 lads who are on the next row of 4 seats behind us. Like there. So like if I'm facing it, they're there. 1 row behind and in
Yeah.
the 4 seats. And after the plane takes off, everyone goes, "Can we move around a bit?" Like and go to the sort of empty seats. And she's like, yeah. So Carl goes behind us. So I've got 2 seats to myself. Carl's got 2 seats to himself. The 2 lads from those 4 seats there comes over, sits in front of me on the 2 seats that were empty in front of me, and both immediately go and
Right.
put his all the way back. There is an abundance of seats on this plane with nobody behind them.
That is a
Oh,
that is a
do
microaggression.
you know what I did for the entire? I don't know whether
Power
you've
move,
seen
you
this.
might say.
For the entire flight, I'm playing games on the screen, and I am basically fucking punching the screen to play Sudoku
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, that one is a 9. That one is an 8. And at one point, he turned round, and I just go, what? And he goes, I can feel you playing the game. And I went, yeah.
But you wouldn't have if you
Move
stayed
then.
in your fucking seat.
And also, the Jewish family took the spare seats that they asked for that they were denied. She went, no, you're not having them. And then he was just, mad. She was anti-Semitic.
You know this story? Yeah. Why were the Jewish people involved in this version of the story? Aren't these two lads? Are these two lads from the family?
No.
Right. It feels like we've got that story, which is great about the thing, but I feel like the Jewish family have come in again and not been an essential part of the retelling of this.
They were denied these spare seats.
They were
that
denied
should
the
have
spare
used.
seats.
Right.
I was showing that anti-Semitism is alive and well.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Well. It's doing well.
I just don't honestly.
Anti-Semitism is largely ignored, isn't it? It's not seen as like it's not seen as like real racism by a lot of people, which is very silly because they're a very
I
persecuted
think it's
people.
historically
Yeah.
been pretty some examples of when it's real.
They were forced to make the pyramids, weren't they?
That's the one I was thinking about.
It was either Jews or aliens.
Let my
They're the two most.
aliens go.
They're the two competing theories, though.
The most persecuted people.
Aliens.
Oh, should we do some X? Who can do a theme?
Hicks.
Oh, cool. No, a lot of effort on that one. Tasha says, when lads are eating and take a gulp of their drink whilst they have food in their mouth, absolutely gross,
I don't like
dirty ick.
No.
Washing your food down. No, just not a fan of that.
Yeah.
What?
Finish your mouthful, then
And
have a drink.
Yeah.
When you've got literally like Diet Coke and food in your mouth
Like
at
a
the
butty
same
in
time.
your mouth and you drink some like Fanta. Right into that.
Right.
Separate them.
What if you've got like a dry throat? I occasionally get a dry throat, and sometimes I know I'm not going to be able to swallow without like having some liquid.
Not into it, man.
Grow up.
You're not into it.
I don't like it.
He wouldn't fuck you because of it. And that's the ick.
Yeah.
Mark Cullum says, an ick is when girls park their car and don't straighten their wheels.
Or put the wrong reg in.
Allegedly.
Mark, what do you mean?
This is just
It happens in my
stupid
road. It's not
cunt of a
just
man.
women though, is it?
No, but I mean, who
Very common.
Who is with a girl and goes, do you know what? I'm not going to fuck you now. You know why? Because you didn't straighten up your wheels when you parked.
Why has he specified girls?
Yeah.
I've seen men do this.
Yeah, but
Disgusting.
Zach says, girls who name their car gives me the ick, especially when they only refer to the car by that name or even speak to their car.
I hate this because girls hate that I've named my car, and it does my fucking head in. Like,
your car's
it's
name?
my car, Mr. Brum.
I knew that.
No, it's not.
You talking about?
You call Mr. Bro.
Yeah. If Jack's ever like if me and Jack have been shopping and I've like yesterday in Cheshire Oaks, he was like, I think I've left me cap, and I was like, probably a Mr. Brum.
No, you didn't. No. It can't be true. I want it to be true, but it can't be. Is it?
Yeah.
Mr. Brum? Yeah. Go for a nice drive with Mr. Brum?
Yeah.
Do you remember the TV show Brum?
Yeah.
It's just a big version of that, isn't it?
What's yours called?
I don't name that.
Do you ever, you know, like if someone rings you and you're in the car and you answer it and like it sounds weird, doesn't it? Because it's going through the thing. If someone's ever like, where are you? I'm like, I'm just in Mr. Brum.
No. Seriously?
Yeah.
God bless you.
It's not that wild, is it?
It's
Like,
a
called,
little
like,
bit.
fucking
Well,
Peter.
it's Adam, and it's the cutest. Like I call Mr. Brum.
I just don't say it like that.
No. Oh yeah, say it dead hard. Yeah, girl, get him, Mr. Brum, and I'll give you a bit of Little Vinny. Your car's called Mr. Brum, and your dick's called Little Vinny.
Isn't Little Vinny a disabled kid in a film?
That's little Timmy.
No, Little Vinny. Or is it My Cousin Vinny?
Yeah, it's my cousin Vinny. It's not about a disabled kid, is it? Isn't it just Robert? Isn't it Danny DeVito?
My cousin Vinny.
No, it's Joe Pesci. Yes.
Oh yeah, isn't it about a lawyer? Sorry, I was getting lawyers and disabled people mixed up.
He's got a call called Mr. Brum.
Dan, have you ever named your cars?
The Beast. I called the Audi Q7 the Beast.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I didn't go, hey, Laura, get in the Beast. I in my head, I was like, oh, it's the Beast.
You call your car is called the Beast.
Yeah. My old car, yeah.
Is that because children avoid it?
Married its cousin.
Oh, here's the beast.
Mila says, my boyfriend puts his toast in the wrong way with the curved head of the slice down first. Absolutely criminal behavior.
Right. That is bang out of order. But me and Harry were sorting through the icks yesterday, and he told me what he does with the toast, and I honestly think he might need firing.
Go on.
This is mic on.
What you do with toast, Harry?
So when it got brought up, when Finn read it out to me, I thought it was like, oh yeah, no, like you never put it in like tall ways because then the top doesn't get toasted. So I put my toast in sideways, but my toaster at uni didn't fit. So I used to bend it and like cram it in, and then like it would then toast curved, and then I'd have to like get it out with a knife.
Oh, that's not dangerous at all.
Does the top bit, the fold, not just a weird combo of not toasted and burnt?
Yeah, so if you put it in tall ways, you've got to flip it out halfway through.
I constantly
and then
flip my toast throughout the cycle.
Nah, you just cram it in.
Here's the thing, right? Toasters aren't wide enough for good bread.
I only buy square bread as well.
What?
Like
Roberts.
Toasty loaf.
Have you know, like
Yeah.
Roberts?
It's not round at the top.
See,
it's
this
just
is
square.
This was my argument. I didn't realise there was a top of bread.
Well, if you buy the round one, that's
There's
the
an
top.
obvious top
Yeah,
of
there
bread.
is an obvious topic.
No, but
Bread's got ears. Bread's got ears near its head.
Oh
it-
yeah,
if
if you
it's the
buy
mass-
fucking posh farmhouse bread,
No,
if you're
just
buying
Roberts's.
working class men's like
No,
toasty
Warburton's has
loaf,
got ears.
Yeah.
no, it's a cube.
farmhouse loaf.
It's not.
The smaller one is so toastable, but then you have it and you're like, this isn't a proper slice of toast.
I'm
By the way,
constantly
buy
flipping.
fresh bread. Do you know if you're doing all right and you can afford like the extra 80p? Like, and I know that's a lot of money. Like when you're constantly buying bread, fresh bread is so much better than Warburton's and stuff.
Is it cut though?
It's better if you cut it yourself. You can cut it exactly the thickness you want it.
Can I just say, if you're treating yourself right, if I'm really concentrating on my toast, I'll put everything down on the toaster with nothing in it. Let the toaster warm up to heat, then put my toast in.
Oh wow.
Preheat
your toaster.
I think it's, yeah. I think it means the toast.
You're getting up too early, you.
If I really want to nail my toast, that's how you do it. It doesn't warm the piece of bread all the way through. It just sort of like scorches the sides, and the middle's dead fresh.
You know, it's a great way to make toast as well, in a pan.
Mate, you're talking about
My
bread.
nan-
It's
my nan
my ting, mate.
What?
Something my nan did that. Yeah.
So like last night when I made steak and eggs, I made a piece of bread with it as well. So while my steak was resting and my eggs were cooling, I got a piece of bread, put it, so I got a bit of olive oil and butter in a pan, put it face down in there, and then flipped it. But when you flip it, you have to add a bit more because it's normally soaked it all up, and it's it goes crusty and.
That sounds.
And if you're doing pizza from the oven,
Also,
you've got
still got
time,
the juices from the steak in the pan.
if you've got time, get the pan out, heat that up. When you get your pizza out the oven, just put it in the pan for like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, just to like give it that.
Crunch the base.
Oh, mate, superb.
The air fryer's going
It's all
for
just
that.
like I'm no chef. You're good at cooking, but it is all just about detail and effort in it. If you put it in, you'll get it back out.
Yeah.
Eloise J, quite a name.
Also, by the way, things taste better if you make them look presentable.
Huh.
You taste stuff with your eyes. I was eating.
Not
with
exclusively. All right. Eloise J says, Wagwan lids. Ick for you here. When a lad tries to pull his sock off and instead of it coming off, it goes inside out, stretches, and looks like a Chinese finger trap. Vile.
What?
So don't fuck up taking your socks
Yeah,
off.
men can't do fucking anything.
Because it,
Hang on.
cause it dries up Eloise pum pum.
First of all, I totally agree with Carl. The whole ick thing is just evidence of how picky women are, right?
Even when it's lads whinging.
Yeah.
All right.
No, but it is predominantly a female thing. Like we're making it open to everyone. But
Yeah.
like you look at search ick video on TikTok. It's all girls complaining about things.
Yeah, but we're all fanny hounds, aren't we? So we're like, yeah, it's fine. Apart from Mark, who's like, straighten up your wheel.
What's she on about? How does someone fail to take their sock off and make it go inside out like a Chinese thing?
You've never taken a sock off badly. You know when you try and put your big toe in it and like
That's during sex, that. If you're about to start sexing your socks on, you need to do the old
with
like,
your feet.
toe, and then you're like, oh, and then your jeans, and aren't you fucking, oh. That's the only time that happens. But if I'm stood up, I can take my socks off.
you can, Carl. You're doing really well with that.
Big boy.
That point where you're like, I've got to get these off, and then you try and just take them off slyly without them knowing you're taking your socks off.
Do you usually take your jeans off and your
Oh,
socks
it's
off?
ceremonial,
when
mate.
you're having sex?
I undress in a different room.
I tell you what's really,
Bouncing.
really sort of, as I've sort of upped my fashion game, and I know, like, we were talking about this last week, and I was taking the piss out of you, and no one seems to get that I was trying to be a little bit ironic because I was sitting here in a Yankees top and a Corona, and people going, how dare Adam take the piss out of Dan's clothes while he's there in sportswear?
No, it's done me good, but you, in the last 2 weeks, looks like you're working in baseball. Like, almost exclusively.
It's just when we're in the studio, I like to be chill. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just like to be fucking comfy and relaxed. I've always got my trackies on and stuff. And I've sort of taken that out of Carl's book, really.
I'm going the other way. I'm trying to get pussy. What?
I'm as you all know, over the past couple of years, I've become a bit of a bootsman, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
A booter.
do you know if you are sort of getting into it with a lady, maybe you get back to your apartment and you're on the couch, you haven't quite gone to bed, and you sort of sat, and then things start going, and you start like getting ready to fuck. If she's like, take your pants off, and you're like, no problem, girl. Boots make that a slightly longer process than if you can just kick your trainies off, and nothing slows down fuck time like having to undo several laces or unzip your boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boots are the move.
Good for fashion, bad for quick fucking.
Bad for quick fucking.
Then 110s fly off.
Do you think
Crocs
your
are the
pants
best
all
for
the way
fucking.
off?
What?
Because I'm guessing there's men who leave it round their ankles, and that'd give me the ick if I was a woman.
What, pants around your ankles?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going in full nude. I will say this. A winter bonk, if we have not got the temperature of the room right, I'm talking deepest, darkest, coldest winter, I will allow keeping those socks on. Because,
You or her?
I don't mind. Both. It's fine.
She looks good in them, we look weird in them.
I like a woman to have as many clothes on as possible and still be able to fuck.
I'm a big fan of.
Genuinely?
I'm a big fan of the bra staying on, and then doing that thing where you sort of get the tits out while the bra is
We said this last week.
Do the little push up.
We said this last week.
Yeah.
Boobs are better when you find them.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Absolutely. I don't think this socks should be a big part of the lovemaking. I don't think they should be a focal point.
Socks really high up on a girl, class, like
Oh, yeah. I'm not wearing my Barcelona.
just pulling something to the side and fucking rather than taking it off is so much better.
Yeah.
With consent.
Of course.
Laura's got some zip knickers that I really like.
what?
Get the zip with your teeth. She's got
Zipped
yeah,
underwear?
she's got Velcro panties. They're my favourite. Don't get your pubes caught in them. Good fun.
I don't think nappies.
I don't really have pubes.
All right, time for a break. Keris Mac, last ick, and then we'll move. Keris Mac says, seeing your other half drop something like a receipt and then running to pick it up in the wind. That is a valid
If
ick.
it's 2 steps away, it's gone forever.
That would dry my vag for a week. Watching someone go, oh shit.
Stand on it.
Do you know? I've been out with a girl once and had the worst version of this, and I know it's the worst version. And I literally, as I was having to do this, just knew that it would be. And she never mentioned it, and we were fine. But I know but she also didn't like laugh it off. I knew full well it probably made her sick. The wind blew me hat off.
Oh.
And it went 25 yards behind me. And then
You have to chase it.
I had to chase it. And as I went to pick it up,
Another gust.
another gust blew it another 20 yards. So I had to double bend for the hat that had blew off my head right in the middle of Liverpool 1. Oh. The fact that I think it is a testament to me.
Did you like
And we still fucked that night.
Can you imagine when
That was a
road?
shift. That took some charisma.
Imagine having to stop traffic. I'm sorry, mate.
Oh, as a bald man, that is the stuff of nightmares. And with that, we break.
Oh, I've got like, I feel like I'm Vietnam veteran here on bonfire night.
PTSD
Just like,
cringe.
oh. Lads, do us a favour, yeah? You love us, don't you?
Yeah.
You love this podcast. That's why you're listening to it. And especially if you're watching on YouTube, helps us immeasurably. If you go and leave a comment, like, subscribe, and turn the bell on, it sends us through the roof with the algorithm. It costs you absolutely nothing apart from half a second of your life and helps us no end. And you can follow us on socials, can't you, Dan?
Yeah, Have a Word Pod. I nearly said my handle then. Have a Word Pod. Just give us a follow and comment, and don't just like something. Retweet it, share it, put it on your stories.
Just be sound.
Yeah,
Costs
be a-
nothing to be nice.
Be a good egg.
Part 3 of 4 of this week, or last week's episode. It's Ian Stone.
Hello, chaps.
How are you?
Great, yeah. Very, very happy to be here. Love it here.
Thanks for coming in.
It's all right.
Absolute ledge, mate.
Absolute lead.
Ledge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very nice. I love coming here, by the way. Always, I love coming here. 'Cause-
Liverpool?
Yeah, because stuff happens whenever you
mean?
come.
Like what?
That's what Jeff Innocent said.
Did he?
Yeah.
He said the same thing. He said whenever he comes, something happens.
It's just every time I do a gig, somebody gets upset. I've had things thrown at me. I've had people walk out. I've had people essentially offering me their daughters. Not actually offering me their daughters, but it's always exciting. Always excitement.
I don't, like, forgive me for this.
Yeah.
Because we've worked together maybe a handful to 10 times, I
Yeah.
think, at the store, predominantly in London, pretty much at the Comedy Store. I think maybe once or twice in Manchester when they used to have their venue. How do you upset people? Because I don't think you're a particularly... It's not like you're not Frankie Boyle, do you know what I mean? Like,
People-
you're not
Nobody's got some jabs in him.
People get upset. I mean, there was a moment. Well, the other week. I'm telling this. People have to understand it was a joke in the room.
Oh,
all
yeah,
right?
yeah. No, our
Basically-
listeners are not going to take anything the wrong way.
Basically, there was a guy in the front, and I said to him, look at you, young fella. This is your future, pointing at me, right? Old and Jewish, right? Is what I said. And then I went, are you Jewish? And he went, no. I said, where are you from? And he said, Lebanon. I went, well, you'll be Jewish soon, right? Is what I said. Now,
It's a great
it's
joke.
a funny joke in the moment, but people get upset by stuff. Yeah, and I said to my missus, I want to put that on social media. She said, no, don't do that. Not at the moment.
It's all about the hashtags. Hashtag Gaza. Anyone? No. I'm just trying to get eyes on.
Not right now. It happens on a fairly regular basis.
Do you know, like, you're talking about, like, you're not putting content like that out at the
Yeah.
minute. Like, I keep getting asked, by the way, where has got out about the special we filmed?
Yeah.
So we, once a month on our Patreon page, we film something that isn't the podcast, and we call them a Patreon special. So we've done some live events. We've done, like, the roast of Adam and Dan and put that on Patreon. We've been to Amsterdam, got high for 3 days, vlogged it all, put it on Patreon. And occasionally we just do some,
40
like,
of them.
concept events, right? And about 6 months ago,
Near the
6,
end of
7,
last
8 months ago, something like that.
October last year.
We
Just as it was kicking off over there.
there was there's a place down south you can go, and it's a retired army veteran. It owns a load of tanks and loads of land, and you can just go and blow shit up.
Oh my
right?
God, that sounds brilliant.
So we're dressed in full army rig out, just having the time of our lives, trampling things and blowing shit up.
This wasn't October the 8th, was it? Can
It
I
was
just ask?
probably just before it.
Oh,
so then
timing.
we edited all, and it cost us a lot of money to film it, to hire it, to get the entire crew down there to film it. And just as it was about to go out, I was like, I don't think we can put this out.
Right
Because it
now.
looks like we're just having a laugh, like glamorizing
It
and
was terrible
fetishizing.
timing.
Yeah.
It was just so that is,
In
we've
the
got a
can.
full blow shit
Save
up
it, save
Patreon
it.
special, and we're just waiting.
Oh, Carl's dying for world peace.
so
Yeah, I'm saying
Because
you're waiting for peace in the Middle East, aren't
Yeah.
you? That
Yeah.
could be any moment, couldn't it? Really, to be honest, should be all right, shouldn't you? Really?
when it comes out, just know it's incredible. But you're gonna have to wait maybe, I don't know, another year.
The thing with jokes like the one you've just mentioned is when they go on the internet now, like in the room it'll work,
Yeah.
as it obviously did,
Yeah.
right? And on the internet, what will happen is if you were to put that clip out to just, and anyone can see it because they're scrolling or it comes up on their page, is obviously there's awful, horrific things happening over there to people who absolutely don't deserve it. But people get this idea that, like, a joke makes their suffering worse. Do you know what I mean? Like they get this like sort of like, oh, well, like you can't say that because of this. In the room, the immediacy of it is this is an absurd thing to say. And there's the guttural human reaction of laughing about it. The internet gives people time to sit, think, digest, and pull apart and pick problems with jokes.
There's no
and that's why
context.
you can't put.
And also, you can be scrolling, and there can be a reel about, isn't this awful? You know, Hamas.
Next up,
and
is
then the
Stoney.
next up, where you from?
You'll be
Hey.
Jewish soon. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Because in the room, if everyone was like, can we just, before we do jokes, can we just look, oh, Gaza's awful, innit? Go on, do jokes. Like, of course, that would feel awful. The terrible juxtaposition of that. But that is happening on people's phones.
I haven't really considered that. Like, in the room, when you do that, they've watched another 30, 40, an hour of jokes.
Exactly.
And they're in the joke thing. If you're watching stuff on your phone, I've never really thought about that as why there's a big problem with social media. Is like you're getting awful news, and like when I scroll on social media now sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, this is so depressing and sad and horrific, and everyone's angry with each other. How could you? That's why everyone's pissed off at jokes, because they're watching comedy through that lens.
Exactly.
And I've never thought about that before.
But you know what? Even in a live setting, I remember years ago when they had the tsunami, right? And a friend of ours, Pete Harris. Do you remember Pete Harris, who used to run gigs down south? Maybe it was a bit before you were knocking about. And he moved to one of the Thai islands, and he was living on one of the Thai islands. And he went. What happened was Christmas Day, he got pissed, and then he went back to his hut, which is about 2 miles inland, and then the tsunami happened. And the next day, I used to do a joke about how he came down to the beach, and he's like, how pissed were we last night, right? and I mean, of course that's funny. Of course it's funny, but I did it in a gig in Southampton, and a bloke who'd lost someone at the tsunami. Of course I didn't know. Why would I know? Nobody gives me a list of all, the grief that you're suffering, and don't go there. And people are clapping and cheering. I had to leave by a side door. So I was in the rain by the bins straight after that joke, because he was trying
ready to kill.
He was trying to get to the stage, and he was having to be held back, and he's shouting at me.
Yeah.
And people were going crazy. But again, you can't legislate for that stuff.
Here's the thing with that sort of stuff, right? Because I'm so team comedian, and I will defend even jokes I would never tell.
Yeah.
I will defend any comic's right to tell any joke, right? 100%. And I am so of the opinion, and I've said it a million times on this and other podcasts, the audience has to accept that when they go to a comedy club, you're coming to our house. It's our house party, and we can play whatever music we want, right?
Yeah.
We can say whatever we want to say. You do not get a synopsis of the sets, and you just have to accept that you might hear something that might be triggering for you.
You're allowed not to laugh.
Yeah, we have
You're
to
not allowed
accept.
to stand up and shut it down. Your vote is I'm not laughing at this. This isn't for me.
But I say all of this just to say, right, I have sympathy for audience members like this, right? And I'll tell you why. Because, here's what it is, right? They can't, once they think about it and they listen to what we've just said, I think we're right. It's our place. We'll joke about what we want. And if you don't like it, you can just leave. But imagine being this guy, right? And he's lost someone in the tsunami.
I'll just go to the gig.
And he's like, do you know what?
Just chill
I'm
out.
just sad. I'm depressed. I'm just going to go to the comedy show. And they're not going to bring up the tsunami. They're not going to mention me grandmother who I lost. It's going to be fine. Maybe they'll joke about some other stuff, 9/11 I'd be fine with, the London bombings, whatever. Yeah. In his head, he's just, this is going to be safe. I'm going to be okay. And he's there just to get over the grief of what he's going through. And then someone makes that joke. How do you not lose your mind in that situation?
I mean, you can be annoyed, but to try and attack the comedian is next level.
He did try and attack me.
I'm not
He tried to actually. He came running towards the stage.
It was
one of the bouncers.
Cancel culture.
Rugby
live.
tackled him out the way. I mean, I was watching him and I grabbed hold of the mic stand because I thought I can clonk him with that if he gets onto the stage. No, because what are you going to do? I mean, I didn't want to just stand there and, yes, you're right. It was a terrible joke. hit me, all right? It might work in a Jim
Is this
Jeffries
before
way.
people were clipping? Is this before? There's no camera on. You're like, I can't get knocked
Oh, I
unconscious
know.
without
What's
a clip.
the point? We're not in a place where a camera and I can go Jim Jeffries and get a million views for it. It's just going to hurt. So yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. And I didn't mention his family personally. I didn't Uncle
that
Dave
would
and
be too
Auntie
far.
Tina. You know, and it was one of those things. So that, to go back to what
Yeah.
you were saying, that's how I upset people. And sometimes with the politics and sometimes with the religion. I used to do an impression of the Pope. Remember the Pope we used to do, sort of his head was on one side.
John Paul II.
John Paul, was that who it was? I don't know. And I used to
JP2
just,
or the Austrian one?
not the Nazi
Not
one,
the
not the one who was in, not the one who was in Hitler Youth.
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
one,
yeah,
the
Sinead
one,
O'Connor one.
the,
The Sinead O'Connor one.
the Sinead, is that who Sinead? Is that the
ripped
one?
the
She rips
picture
up the
off.
yeah, and it was just me putting my head on my side and mumbling and getting pumped up by some
Is that what he
bellows
did?
at the
Is
back.
that what he did?
He had his head. He was sort of
He
going
was
down.
148 years old.
He was getting
Dog
on a
watching
bit.
in
a magic
office.
trick. Like,
Yeah.
how have you done that?
And people get, I mean, religion, any jokes about religion like this, the one who was in the Hitler Youth said he retired, didn't he? Said he was going to live in the Vatican garden and pray on small boys, is what I added, right? And which it didn't work online because it's a different spelling. But in the room, it was pretty funny. Those jokes upset people, but, you know, fuck them. Really?
Yeah.
Right?
I've got way more sympathy for the tsunami guy than the person who's apologising
too.
for the Catholic Church.
Me too.
I will not have jokes about the Catholic Church.
By the way, I'm not in any way, I'm full team comic, and I'm not in any way saying these people have a right to be upset or that he was right to charge the stage. I'm just saying, if you put yourself in his shoes,
Oh, no, you're right.
You're
100%.
you're absolutely right. It was an unfortunate confluence of events. And that resulted in the fact that I had to leave by a side door and stand by the bins in the rain.
We get
Southampton.
messages on here. I think we've built our brand now. We're 4 years in, and we want to joke about everything, and we're pushing the line as far as we think we can go.
Yeah.
And it's one of my least favorite things when someone messages and goes, "Hey, that thing that you joked about, that's my thing, and I don't think you should joke about it." And you're like, "But everything else is tickety boo," because we really do all the other stuff.
I thought I'd listen to some like past episodes. So I'll click on this one. It's 10 minutes about bumming the Queen to death.
That could have been any episode.
Do you know what? Not one
okay, then.
fucking complaint.
That's why I started listening to it. I went, what have I stumbled in?
That could have been
here?
any episode of that
Was
year.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I just
the common
thought,
thread.
okay, I'm pretty much allowed to talk about whatever I want. No one's going to get upset by any of this.
That was the episode of Remembrance.
It was very
It was a
moving.
great tribute.
It was very moving.
was that pre or post her death?
I think pre.
Yeah.
We'll have done
No, I
both.
think,
But
I think we did.
not sure.
We'll have done both. We'll have definitely done both.
Oh my God.
She doesn't care. She does.
I do think when an audience member gets really angry in the moment, though, it does give the comedian real opportunity, because 90% of the time with that, the audience are totally on the comic side,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it gives a comedian real opportunity to totally undercut the anger of the person in the room. And my favourite example of this ever, one of my really best mates has been opening for me on tour, Alfie Brown, right? He describes himself as a room distilling comedian, right? He's like, I'm so divisive. And he will joke about,
I've seen.
right? And he's on stage at Hot Water in Liverpool, and it was a Christmas show, right? And I'm sure I've told this story on here before, and I've definitely told these before. He's doing a bit about how it's an old routine and it's so funny, about how vegan like food that looks like meat shouldn't be allowed. And he's like, it wouldn't be okay if I just drew my child porn, right? It's like you're still endorsing the idea that exists.
Such a good joke.
It's so fucking good. And third row of Hot Water, this Scouse fella goes, disgusting, fucking horrific. And he goes, you know what? And he stands up, and security sort of get near this fella and like, mate, don't go to the stage. And he's going, it's fucking disgusting, that, mate. Not only have I got kids, but I work with kids, and you don't joke about shit like that. Kids getting stuff like that done to them. It's fucking horrific, mate, okay? You do not do it. You're a shit comedian, horrible, ugly cunt. And Alfie went, look, mate, I'm not ugly. This guy gets dragged out the room by security. It was so perfect. His little hand move. He's like, look, mate, I'm not ugly.
I love it when people get so angry they can't swear properly and just start throwing too many swears in the wrong shitting fuck cunt. You're like, no,
Yeah, not in that order, mate.
you're not doing it right. Soz. It's nice being a comic. You're like a 30-year veteran.
33 now.
33 years.
Almost 33, yeah.
So I'm
Mad.
on 22. Adam's on 13, 14.
14 next month.
It's mad, isn't it?
Do you feel like there are things in real life that get me wound up, but I just don't know what it is about being the comic and being in that focus of attention and the pressure, and there are people getting annoyed and there's people laughing and there's people that think you're a shit. It sort of gives you a kind of, I don't know, it's fine. Like it's a protective instinct where I'm like, don't know what could wind me up. I don't know if it's just practice control on my part.
On stage?
But I'd love to know what would get me to lose my temper on stage. I think we've through experience, through just hours on stage, so many gigs, so many situations where you can't be the person losing your temper.
I've done it twice.
Oh,
done
really?
it twice. Yeah, one time when I was doing the Jew thing and Jewing it up, and this bloke, I was Jewing it up, and this bloke started making gas noises, right? And and it was at the Glee Club in Birmingham. And I went, I'm not having that. And I jumped off the stage and I dragged him out of the room. And I dragged him like from his collar from the back, and all his shirt buttons flew open. And I tried to punch him, and a bouncer pushed me up against a wall. And I was not happy with him for doing that.
Really
I wasn't happy. And I thought, oh my God, they're never going to book me again. And the next night I go back to do my gig. And Damon, who was doing the announcements at the time, they started playing the Rocky theme, right? And they played Let's Get Ready to Rumble and then introduced me. And I thought, I love this club. I love this club.
If you are going to lose your temper at any club and have them back you up, it's the Glee Club.
Oh,
Hot
man.
water.
Oh no, but I mean,
And hot water.
Hot water.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
hot
hot
water
water
as well.
you
yeah.
list them, the clubs that will go, no, we get you. We're on your
Oh,
side.
no,
water.
everyone knew. I mean, you don't do that. It was outrageous. What was really funny is that Dave Johns was comparing. As I'm dragging the bloke out of the room, Dave's on stage going, nothing to see, ladies and gentlemen. They're all looking at me going, yes, there is. One of the comics appears to be dragging a bloke out of a room. And that was one. And the other time was when some woman called me an ugly, big-nosed cunt as I walked on. And I went, I'm not having that. And I just walked off, drove
Before
home.
you'd even told a joke.
Before I said, hello, good evening. She went, you're an ugly, big-nosed cunt. And I went, no, bye. I put the mic in the stand and fucked off home. I thought, I'm not having that. That was...
Can you say what gig it was?
Yeah, it was Oxford Jongleurs.
Ugh.
And which I didn't mind doing. I was happy to do it. But it obviously, I was a bit vulnerable, whatever. There were times when that's happened and I thought, yeah, fuck off, and just carried on. But I wasn't in the mood for it. And
comedy clubs that are team comic and will back their comics no matter what are so they're not everywhere anymore. They're not. There's some places that are like if you complain, be like, right, we had a complaint about that bit, don't do that bit again. But there is like still a good few that are, if you're a comic and you do what you do, we will back. Top Secret in London.
Ones.
Top Secret will let you say whatever you want in the pursuit of humour. They've had so many complaints about comics where I've seen people. Elliot Steele's been on a Top Secret. Elliot, by the way, I know we mentioned this before, and he was on recently. He has become such a fucking good comedian.
Yeah, of course
like he's got so like he was always decent, but he started so young. It was just he was doing all right.
he stepped up, and you
He's
can
a
see it.
Smart lad, he's got an edge as well.
He's
hasn't
a
he?
comic, but now because he's got an edge and he's working at Top Secret to try new bits, and he's constantly trying topical stuff, and he's on stage, and he's gonna get it wrong at times. And I've seen people like in Mark's face going, "You can't have him saying that." And Mark, who runs the club, is like, he's a comic, and we're backing him, and so, like we can give you a refund if you want, but it's
the dream.
It's exactly what you want from promoters, isn't it? It's exactly what. Thank you. That's great, because now I'll just be free to say what I want and have a bit of fun, and I will try not to upset people, but that's not the primary concern. I just want to have a laugh, and if people get upset, hard
Mark,
luck.
Hot Water, the Glee.
Yeah, there's a few
they're
of
run
them.
by people who love comedy.
Yeah, the store's
And
the
that
same.
counts. If you're scared
Yeah,
of it,
yeah, oh, yeah, totally, yeah.
store's the same. I think the stands.
Yeah.
If you're scared of a Google review, I don't think it's going to be the best club.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, you've got to placate the whingiest person in the room. Fuck off.
Yeah. That is the problem nowadays, right? I remember I did some gigs in Canada, and there was signs all over the wall, no heckling allowed. And the guy said to the guy who's running the gig, said, "So you have heckling in England?" I went, yeah, we do, yeah. And he goes to me, "Doesn't it spoil the show?" I went, "Yeah, sometimes."
It does in Oxford.
Well, it does in Oxford. It did. But it does. Sometimes it does. I said, but sometimes somebody heckles, you do a comeback, whatever, something magical happens in the room. And the rest of the gig plays at a higher level, and everyone knows they've seen something beautiful and unique. And he went, "Oh, I never thought of it like that." And I thought, man, you're missing out. You're missing out, because this is where it's at.
Oh, practice performed shows are stunning.
Great.
And we've seen so many of them.
And we've done them.
You've mentioned Dave Johns. We mentioned him in the first section. My first hero in stand-up, because I went to the old Hyena, you know, when it was downstairs and you played from the corner.
Yeah.
Joe Enright, Mike Milligan, and I watched Dave Johns compared. And I'd seen DVDs. I'd been see Peter Kay on tour. I thought that was stand-up. And then you're in a room of 160 people and watching Dave Johns make some of the funniest shit I thought I'd ever seen from things that happened in the room. Never once I never thought he went off script once. It was just in the room. And it's the moment I fell in love with stand-up. And it was the start of me going, this is what I want to do. And why I put so much energy into comparing and crowd work. Because that moment, like brilliant comedy, well-written, scripted, is incredible. But there is something so beautiful about that magic in the room you're talking about. Someone chipping in, you asking a question, and then what plays on from there, the confidence to go into the crowd and see what happens and take that risk to have it pay off and have a crowd get that you took a risk.
Yeah.
It's my favourite thing.
No, I
love it.
Well, Dave, one story about Dave. I did I was on at the Manchester Comedy Store, and before me was a bloke who'd won the Gong Show the previous week. So he's on doing 10 minutes, and he's got a shopping basket full of shit props, right? It's absolutely terrible. And he's got a little Macintosh coat with apples on it, right, which is his Apple Mac. That was one of the better ones. And he takes out various little props, and he does a joke, terrible joke, and he leaves it on the floor. Leaves it, and so there's tons of these props on the floor. And Dave and me are at the back, and Dave's comparing and getting me on next. So I said to Dave, "Get all that stuff off the stage before you get me on. I don't want to walk on treading about on all these props." So Dave goes on after this bloke has died and spends about 10 minutes slowly kicking the stuff under a curtain so no one can see it. And then when he finished, he went, "Like it never happened." And I was at the back going, "That is beautiful. It was so beautiful." And then he got me on. I'm laughing at the back going, "That's lovely."
I love it.
Isn't it?
Dave
Lovely.
Johns' ability to play what I've seen
need
him
to
play
get Dave in here, really.
rough
You should get
Newcastle gigs and do the most like
Funny bastard.
I honestly think when people go, "I love Ross Noble," if you want to see how that ball started rolling, look at Dave Johns, playful and creative. John Fothergill told me a story that him and Dave took half a tab of acid one day and went to the museum, went to an art gallery just to fill the time, right? And
There's long days before gigs.
and we're sat, you know, it's a huge painting and it's multicolored, and I couldn't tell you the name of the artist, but it was all these brilliant colours. And they were on acid, so they were like sat there going, "Oh, fucking hell, it's mad, isn't it?" Just taking it all in. And next to them, looking at the painting, were some Indian ladies in saris, like multicolored saris.
dear.
And there was a pause, and Dave just went, "All right, girls, tea break's over. Back you go in the painting." Fothergill collapsed laughing.
Course he did.
And Dave just wanders off. And just some Indian ladies like, "What?"
That's the inside of his head 24 hours a day.
That is so creative and
I know.
beautiful.
That's why we love it, right? That.
He's got one of my favourite bits of stand-up ever as well, just because of how ridiculous it is, which is his Goldfinger bit.
Oh, Goldfinger's great.
Yeah.
Goldfinger, he just keeps singing.
He only loves
Ridiculous.
gold.
Yeah. What about digestive biscuits? Or no, hobnobs.
And
Hobnobs.
monkeys.
No,
He
only
doesn't
gold.
love monkeys.
Mon-
Everyone loves
monkeys.
monkeys.
But he builds it up so beautifully by doing other... Does he love any other precious metals? He loves only gold.
Great. It's great.
He's so quoted as a...
David,
as a comic.
Yeah, he's been doing it 110 years as well. It's amazing.
Yeah, he really has.
He's so respected amongst comics, and I remember watching him really early on. But like, I didn't meet him on the night. Like, I think he was just on a bill that I'd gone to see, and I thought he was fucking unbelievable. And he'd done that Goldfinger bit, and I was falling apart laughing. And all I've ever really, like, obviously you want to build a fan base and sell tickets and whatever. The most important thing to me, as I've said before, is like peer recognition, or people who I think are better than me thinking I'm good. And what?
I just got Dave John bits in my head.
He's not listening.
I am
you know.
listening.
He's got Burger Boy going on with him. Yeah, Burger Boy. Yeah.
I remember there was a night at the Laugh In, which we've definitely spoke about before, that you were comparing, and I was doing an open spot in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the closer. And we won't say who the opener was, but the opener had a bit of a stinky one. And then I had a really good set in the middle. And it was you and Dave. And both of you were both a bit just like, you're going to be a comic. So, like, and being
You got an encore in the middle 10.
Yeah, but both of you just coming up to me being like sort of like, I remember at one point he had his arm around me and he's like, this, and this. And Yvonne, his sister at the time, was booking the Hyena and he's like, I'm going to get you a weekend at the like sorting it. And after that night, I got about 7 or 8 gigs because both of you had gone, like, this will help this kid out.
Yeah.
And I was fucking riding high for about a month.
That's one of the best things about being a good comic is good comics never go, who's this little cunt that's good? I'm going to squash him. Never. That doesn't happen.
No.
Dave Johns was amazing with me. Mick Ferry was amazing with you. I remember working with you. As soon as you're up to a standard and you're decent, just like you've done with Elliot Steele.
Yeah.
Exactly. Although we've always been mates with Elliot, there was a bit like, it's getting there. And now you're like, no, he's great.
Yeah.
And then you push him forward. I love seeing that. It's a real circle of life thing in stand-up where good comics go, hey, I'm not throwing my weight around, but I'll ring a couple of people and just send an email here or there because we all want the bills that we're on to be better.
Well,
you
there's
drag people up.
There's 100 comics. We could go through a list and we'd agree, wouldn't we, on all of them? I would have thought. Yeah, that's good. He's good. No, definitely not. No, I've never seen them go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny bones is what we're talking about. It's funny bones. It's been able to stand up there and talk shit properly.
Yeah, and there's people who are good at comedy, there's people who are naturally funny, and there is people who are, and the people we're talking about now are the people who fit into both. Because there's so many people I know. There's people who've sat on that couch, right, who I think are absolutely brilliant stand-up comics.
Yeah.
And they've been absolute dog shit in here. Like, genuinely, they've just...
They can't chat away.
The listeners have just gone, didn't really love the guest this week, lads, but still love the podcast, crack on. And there's been other people who've come in who are some of our listeners' favourites sometimes, like maybe in the top 10, 15 people who we've had on this show,
right,
who are not great at stand-up. And then they're doing stand-up shows and they're just fine, but they're just naturally funny. Yeah. And then there's other people who come in and sit on there who absolutely burn clubs down to the ground and are also loved by our listeners. Sean Walsh, one of the best stand-up comedians. I love watching him. Yeah. Fucking unbelievable in here. Mark Nelson, unbelievable stand-up comic. Brilliant in here.
Yeah.
And there's not that many people at the very top who are good at both. And comedy's changing now, and you have to be able to podcast. If you want to sell tickets and go on tour and stuff, you've got to be able to do this sort of thing. Because
I've started doing the Instagram thing, haven't I?
Yeah.
Because, you know, people
flying though,
need a bit of content, didn't you?
Yeah.
Joe, after what happened with Jeff Innocent.
Yeah, well, that was
when I saw you posting,
Yeah.
I saw you posting. I shared a couple of times. I think I messaged you to go, I love seeing this.
Yeah.
I love seeing good comics go, do you know what? I haven't done it, but I reckon I can. And then just watching your Instagram followers, mate, Ian's a great follower. It's almost intimidating where you're like, how many bits has he got? How many bits? Like, I'm throwing up fucking like crowd work because I'm like, well, I compare, but it's yours is stuff and bits.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
it's been
really?
years. It's been years of work.
Ah,
I mean,
catalogue.
back catalogue is absolutely, because I remember watching Rich Hall, who I just idolised and has been doing comedy since, I don't know, 1979, and was the inspiration for Mo from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And I watched him do a gig where he's just messing about and he seems to be jumping about without any plan. And I said to him, do you have a plan before you go on stage? He said, no, I have no idea what I'm going to say. But I've got enough back catalogue that I trust myself to find something. And I thought, I think I'll do that. I'll try that because I've got years of it now. And that's what you do. And then every show is different and you go in different directions. But
So you don't have a current starting 11. You have a squad of 90,
Squad game, mate.
and you just go, this is what I'm picking out for a set.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not picking out anything. I've got all this stuff in my head, and I'll just start talking and see where it takes me. Really, There's a few topical bits that I might want to put in because it's stuff about what's going on now. But most of it is just me chatting away, and that reminds me. I mean, it's great. It's nice when you can.
I've set myself
I've seen it.
a rule with club gigs at the minute, because at the minute I've got, you know, an hour and maybe 20 of stuff that I can do in clubs. Like if I'm doing clubs at all, I've been on tour for a while, but I'm trying to just dip in every now and then. I went to London at the weekend because I had the weekend off and just did like 12 sets of Top Secret over the weekend. I will have an idea, like I'm going to do this bit at this set, in this set. But my rule is I never know what I'm going to open with. I don't pick me opening joke until
Do you have an opener?
Until I start.
Wait, Adam...
In me tour show, Will. But
Adam,
I've got the hour.
Adam doesn't write his stuff down, doesn't write lists. My brain doesn't work like that. I have to write lists, otherwise things get forgotten and it's not what I want. And then I go into default mode and I'll do a set order from 4 months ago. But I have, it doesn't work now because because I've done 2 tours and I've put it all on YouTube and I've dumped the stuff. Yeah. I'm like a football club who's just been stripped of its whole starting 11 and now I'm buying from League 2 and it's all 16-year-olds. Yeah. But I had a starting 11 and every 3 or 4 months it would evolve and like an older joke would move out and be replaced by a younger one, and I'd have some reserves who are hopefully... That's how I worked it. And I would always have a starting joke. That would be my opening line. Very often would have a set second line. And on a 3, 4, 5 month rotation, it would be the same until I wrote something new and went, do you know what? That's a better opening line. That thing of like, I don't know what I'll do, because it just didn't suit me. I would move around the middle, but I'd always be able to tell you what the first 2 and the last 2 were. But every 6 months, 7, 8 months, a year, it would be a different set. Close to.
You're turning it over.
Yeah, I turned it over, but it was a slow turn. What you're saying is, I'll see what goes on. That would do my head in. That would affect me feeling relaxed in the dressing room.
Not everyone works the same way. I mean,
absolutely.
My notes used to be, I used to have the whole show written down word for word, and the jokes were underlined. So I knew it every 3 lines. If there's not an underlined bit every 3 lines, I need to tighten it up. Because I can't be going on too long without a joke. Because I'm not trying to change people's minds. I'm not making political statements. It's just comedy, and I just want jokes every 15 seconds. I always have done.
That's so interesting because at one point, right, Hot Water, back when they didn't even have a purpose-built venue at the time, but they were starting to become like the big club in Liverpool, and they started running a comedy course, right? And Paul Smith was like teaching it.
Yeah.
And at one point, I think his missus was like, gave early birth or something. And he was like, I cannot teach this thing. And they came to me and like, will you do it? And I was like, I don't really feel comfortable doing one of these things. And they're like, look, this is what the money, we need someone to do it. People have paid for it. They want the course. Like, speak to Paul and figure out a way. So I did it. I'm not like proud of the fact that I did it. Like, if I could go back, I might make a different decision because I don't necessarily agree with the courses. But I think if you do a comedy course, I think it skips maybe like 10, 15 gigs of little mistakes you can make.
Yeah.
And what you've just said about writing everything out, I've never done that. I've never been someone who writes anything out.
No, not everyone does it.
But when I taught that course, what you do, or what you used to do, is exactly what I told everyone to do.
Yeah,
I said, write everything out word for word and just highlight the bit where you're going to get a laugh and make sure you've got enough highlighted bits on your piece of paper for you to be it's such a good technique.
I used to have ... where the pauses were as well. Yeah, so I had it all written down so I knew how to say it. And, I practice it at home. Kill it in the bathroom, obviously. And then,
I've written out, act out in brackets to just puncture, to make sure that I it, but it never suited, that writing out verbatim never suited me.
Yeah, no, but now I just talk about the thing in a notebook and that'll be a 5-minute bit. Because I'll remember what I'm talking about, but that's 30 years in.
I'm bullet points now, but I have to write the bullet points down, otherwise it's just a fucking tumble dryer in my head.
Every gig.
Like I wish I had my notepad to whip out from last night's new material. I just did bullet points, and it helps me go on with a bit of control. I don't write anything out fully, but I am the master. It looks like a shopping list. Constant lists. If you go through my notebook and go, Dan's in his notebook all the time, you'll never see a joke written out. You will see just list after list after list. It's bullet points, and it helps me organise. Adam doesn't write anything down. I'd be like, oh God, where is it? I'd have to, I don't know. It's just whatever works.
Everyone works in a different way. Nick Helm starts from a costume. He buys a costume, and then he works out from that. I mean, how mad is that? It's ridiculous. He found a Superman costume, and he wrote a whole show based around that. I mean, whether it works or not, but it's a different way of working, right?
By the way, I'm not crowd working my way into a bit. I'm going on stage and just going, "Hey, what's happening? Right? Good to be here. I'm Adam," and then I'm going to my brain. Right, what are we starting with?
Yeah,
just there.
Yeah,
I'll just decide.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What a
And by
lovely-
the way, let me just say this. If you are brand new at comedy and you're listening to us trying to learn how to do it, I'd suggest avoiding that for about 5 or 6 years.
I would say
Because
10.
you will,
I would say 10.
you will be
but-
staring into the abyss of nothing in your head pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with trying to do details. And if you find it constricting, then move away from
Well,
it.
I compare, once in a while, I compare the Gong Show at the store in London. And I don't do it too often because it brings out a side of me I don't like, if I'm totally
I love
honest
doing
with
it, you know.
Do you?
I fucking love it.
Well, I do as well, but I like it a bit too much, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. Don, the owner, he said to me, "You like doing the show, don't you?" I said, "A little too much." He goes, "Yeah, it's like cocaine, isn't it? Sort of addictive." I thought it is a little bit because before you go on, he says to you, "Don't forget, Stoney, be a cunt." I go, okay, because then I'm in that right mood to
Yeah.
make sure that I'm being.
yeah.
I say to people, look, give them a go, let them have a minute, but then after that, get them off because we got
There's 30 acts on.
35. I got
can't
through
be-
35 in under 2 hours. I was
You
quite
can't
proud
be
of
too
myself.
supportive on the night where it's 35.
Well, it doesn't work. I've seen loads of new act nights where everyone does 5 minutes and it's sort of mediocre at best. You go, oh, I like number 4, he was all right. Whereas if you can go and boo at someone and get
Yeah.
it's no, and you know what's interesting to me? What's interesting to me is that people who don't like that sort of vibe go, I don't think I'd like that. Oh, I wouldn't want to see that. And then 4 acts in, they're going, get off the stage. This is my life you're wasting here.
It's mob
I love
mentality,
that.
though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's literal. It like the
what every crowd
ding
is.
dong at the store is such a perfect example of mob mentality because you see people like when you start the show, you can talk to people on the front row and they're a bit shy. They're like, "Yeah, I'm Emma.
Yeah.
I work in HR." And like she's really quiet, and then literally like a few acts in, she's had one more drink. She's like, "Shite!" It's so funny to watch how
It's
it turns.
brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And it is one of my favourite shows to watch. I don't want to compare it too often because, like I say, I just think, oh God, I've been quite nasty. Like there's, what was the woman? Sophie Hagen. Remember
Yeah,
Sophie Hagen?
Yeah, we do.
She did a terrible bit. I mean, she said this to me. She did a terrible bit. You know what it's like when you find tennis balls in your shoes, some shit like that, right? Yeah. And she got booed off. And I then did 2 minutes on tennis balls in your shoes. And we all know exactly what that's like, didn't we? Yeah, I found somebody the other day. She said I never did that bit again. And I thought, yeah, fair enough. It was shit.
Good.
And it was, and I did the right thing. But I'm just saying, there's a certain points when I think, shut up, Stoney. Stop it now. Stop it. But that's the job, isn't it?
It's
That's
kind of the job. They're
It
asking you
is.
to do it.
It is. No, they are. They are.
Okay.
Going to see those shows, the Gong shows and whatnot. It's one of them. I can watch a circuit bill. It's not that it's boring, but it's all very controlled. It's well done.
Everyone knows what they're doing,
Yeah,
yeah.
everyone knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's something so exciting about watching people.
Primal, visceral. Those are the words.
Well-lit mental breakdown, as I've called it many a time.
It was a
and
bloke-
then just some gems where you're like, holy shit, that's an amazing bit.
That's the point. I remember comparing one show and it was just a parade of shit like you've never believed, right? People are serious. Mental health issues, God the fuck.
Tennis balls in
Who knows?
shoes.
Tennis balls in shoes. And then one bloke went on, and I can't remember who it was, and he went, I went to the London Aquarium today and there's signs in Braille, he said. I mean, surely it's not just me who thinks that an aquarium is essentially a visual experience. And everyone laughed and everyone sat back and I thought, that is a proper joke. There it is. And it was almost the first one we'd heard in about an hour and a half. But everyone relaxed. It was beautiful. He still got booed off after 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, 'cause he
though.
didn't have
'Cause
another.
He didn't have another, sadly.
There's a really good Bo Burnham joke about that on one of his specials, which was, do you think there's anywhere in the world where there's a Braille sign for do not touch?
What a joke. What a joke, innit? Oh, it's one of those, I'm not even laughing. I'm just, how did I not see that? Well, obviously, I don't.
Like when I watch Messi's free kick going in the 3-0 Barca game against Liverpool, you're just like, I'm not like enjoying that really, but fuck me.
Yeah, well, you can enjoy it more because you got 4 in the second leg.
Yeah, I can watch it now and go, what a goal. Lovely. Well done.
The flex off
Leo.
Gomez's shoulder.
Does it?
It
I
does.
didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
it?
I'm giving that a screech. It felt like we all just went, yeah, footy.
We've got a big Arsenal fan in, haven't
It
we?
does happen though, doesn't it? I mean, I got
absolutely.
given a croissant this morning in Euston Station by a bloke who loves my Arsenal podcast. I mean, I said to him,
Nice.
I said, can I have an almond croissant? And he went, you're Stoney, isn't you, off Handbrake, the Arsenal? And I went, yeah. And he says, on me, almond croissant.
I was in
How
Pogues
nice.
a few weeks ago, and I think it was with you, and you went, is that your mate Ian Stone, and I was like, ah! It was a quality moment. I just didn't know what was going on. Just Ian Stone's on the TV in the pub.
Yeah.
Well,
it gets absolutely massive viewing figures because they leave it on in the pub after the football.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. All right, nobody actually watches it. It's the most seen and least watched show in the world, but it's on in all the pubs after the games, and they leave it on. So that's how it works.
I've done it a few times. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's called The Football's On. It's on, is it TNT Sports now?
TNT Sport, yeah.
Formerly BT Sport, now on TNT. And it's essentially a video football podcast, essentially. That goes on the TV.
Yeah. Only not as high production values. Essentially, but yeah.
But it's really fun to do. I've done it a few times. And yeah, I've been on in the pub and my episode just comes on.
Oh, the fact, because we filmed it at home for a year when the lockdown was happening, and my Alexander, my son, was in the pub with his mates in Glasgow, and his mate said to him, "Isn't that your dad on the telly?" And he went, "Not only is that my dad, that's my bedroom." I used to have to kick him out of bed to set it up so we could film the show.
Why are you filming in your bedroom?
The setup wasn't right in my bedroom.
Okay.
What do you want me to say? Oh, the chains used to get in the way. Yeah. No. I've been my missus 40 years. It's all very nice. We don't get up to any of that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Break time.
Yeah, let's have a break.
What's happening, lids? How are we? Time to tell you about lovehoney.co.uk, and with the promo code WORD20, you get 20% off all your favourite sex toys, all your sexy outfits, everything you can possibly get from an adult store. You get 20% off with the promo code WORD20, and that includes the brand new WeVibe Jive 2. It's a remote control love egg. Put it in a woman's pussy and make her Tuesday. Dan?
Oh, wearable love eggs. This is where it's at. Just stick it in there. You know about it. She knows about it. No one else knows about it. And you're like, hey, you like that? You like that, Pam?
You can connect it to your phone as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just be on your phone. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just tweeting. Not really, mate. Making air come over there.
It makes everything more exciting, doesn't it? Let's go to ZZ's. Whoa, it's way more fun. Everyone likes pizza. What about pizza and a jizz? Yeah.
Promo code WORD20.
Yep.
For lovehoney.co.uk.
Didn't deserve anything after that.
Pizza and a jizz. What a great Tuesday. Final section of the show. Ian's still with us. You were talking to Dan about your love of clubbing before we started recording.
We've got a mutual friend, haven't we? Jeff Norcott. It's a big pal of yours.
Yeah.
Nightclubs or seals?
Both. Not at the same time.
Yeah.
It ruins the high.
Tell you what, that is a fucking marriage made in hell that's waiting to happen, by the way. That would be a popular gaff.
Seal nightclubbing.
Yeah.
Clubbing while you're clubbing. Yeah. No, I'm a bit too loved up. I'm not sure I can really club a seal in that situation. Or any situation. If
And the only music you play is club mixes of Seal.
Seal, yeah.
Wow. Oh, too much.
Patent pending.
Is that what I mean by meta? When you're out? Oh, yeah. I went out. No, we were just talking before we came on about Jeff Norcott, mutual mate. He got me into it when I was about, 40. He said to me, "What you do?" I was coming back from a Jongleurs Christmas show in Portsmouth, one of the worst nights of my life. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I've just left Portsmouth. I'm on the train." He said, "Get to London Waterloo, come and meet me at Turnmills and we'll go out. Me and my missus and you." And I went, "Okay." And we went out. And it was the first time I'd ever done it. Clubbing or any of the or
How old
drugs.
were you?
I was 40. Well, I'm actually glad, because if I'd have started when I was 21, I'd be dead. I think I might be. So and we went out and we had the best night. Genuinely the best night.
Sorry for asking the question. No.
What?
Why had you never been clubbing?
It wasn't. I was never my thing. I don't know.
You've never been clubbing. Clubbing.
What?
When taking pills and going to raves.
Well, that's
we're
not
not.
clubbing, though,
Yes,
is
it is.
What?
When people say clubbing, they don't mean just getting bevied and going down the club and listening to Mambo No. 5. This clubbing is a very specific.
Yeah.
He's been to nightclubs with booze
That's raves,
before.
then, isn't it?
No, it's what's
not
called clubbing.
Yeah, it's nearer to raves.
Yeah,
though.
but it gets when people go.
If I said to him, "Come to club, bring the Garys," he'd be like, "What?"
When people say, "Have you been clubbing?" They're not saying, "Have you been down fucking." Like, I don't even
The
know what the
disco.
night. The
That's
I
disco.
go
we're
out clubbing,
thinking.
I'm just fucking
Yeah.
two-stepping with two blue wickets. You know what I
It's
mean?
dark. There's a bit of smoke. Yeah.
I used to go to discos when I was 16 or 17
Nice.
in the centre of London, right?
Yeah.
Listening to Sylvester and Cuba by the Gibson Brothers and eye-to-eye contact and beautiful shit like that, old soul stuff. But this was.
So you
this
mean
was,
getting
This is
fucked
techno
up?
music and pills.
This is getting fucked up and duff.
Right, okay.
Basically, that's what it is. Bit of duff. And I do love it. Genuinely do. And we did do a trance one about 6 months ago, and that was a little bit much.
It's too fast. It's too much.
It was 7 hours of it, and there's no real variation at all. And even if you are fucked up, it's just not.
I don't think I want to do anything
For 7 hours.
apart from like sit in the
down,
pub.
sitting
Yeah.
down,
You didn't like 20 minutes of the rave at the end of Dan Day.
It's shite.
That
But
wasn't
if
like
you
that.
had ecstasy in your system,
It's a
that
slightly
7
different-
hours is very different.
It's a different vibe. Although it does take me
can
a while to
totally
recover.
imagine that the drugs heighten it, but if you judge it soberly, purely on the music, it's shite, innit?
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same song for 6 hours.
It is,
100
and it's not a
100%.
song, is it? It's
No,
just
it's noise.
electronic bleeps
Just
and
put
blops.
in noise.
Yeah.
Of course, but you've not done the thing that's designed to make it good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to do that. Also, you got to have earplugs as well.
The people that
I
like
got
it,
these
though,
special. I got these special German earplugs. They cost me 30 quid a pair, and
love
they're
it.
fantastic. You can still have normal conversations with people, but you don't have you don't
You're
have
like
the ringing.
little ear defenders.
Oh, the little are they filter
you-
ones?
Yeah, they're. I don't know what they're little plastic things that they're lovely.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Now, Ian.
Yeah.
This is going to sound patronising. I'm 43.
all right.
I'm middle-aged
It's all
myself.
right.
So there's day raves. I used to go to Sankey's
That's what we do
in
now.
Club V,
Yeah.
but that was literally you didn't go till 11 or midnight,
Oh, no.
and it was you were out till 5, and then you go to an after party till Tuesday.
No,
But now there's day raves.
that's what we do. That's what we did last Sunday.
Nice. And
8 o'clock,
what's the age of the Cleo? What's the average age?
I wasn't the oldest. Let me tell you
Nice.
that. I wasn't. There were a couple of people there who were older than me. And that is very encouraging to me. But I still get people coming up to me and looking at me and shaking my hand like, you give us hope, mate. You give us hope. If you can, we still can.
You've survived the war and now you're clubbing. Well done.
I'm like, mate, you got to do the Pilates as well. Otherwise, you won't be able to manage it. But yeah. I'm 61 now and I still love going. And
Ian,
why the
that's
fuck not?
fucking great.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly,
genuinely, I do love it. But day raves is better.
Oh, yeah.
I'm starting at midday, finishing by 8. Back to someone's house for a couple of hours, home for match of the day. It really works
perfect.
beautifully.
That sounds
But
good.
when I'm 80 or something, I really think I'll probably start about 9 in the morning, finish by about 2 in the afternoon, early night, have me tea, early night. I mean, why not? If you love it. I mean, I've got mates, my Jewish mates are like, oh, it's too noisy. Is there anywhere to sit?
That's
And
me.
I'm Jewish. Not just Jewish mates. There are, but for me, I'm happy when I'm there. I'm happy, but you have to have the class.
You're 61 years old. What's the frequency that you can go clubbing? What are we talking about? You can't be doing this every fucking weekend.
No.
Is it like
it's
a
about 4
biannual?
or 5 times a year now.
Nice.
Yeah, which is enough. Every couple of months, we all get together. There's about 25 of us. We all meet up for cocktails at lunchtime, have lunch, have a little bit of, you know what, and then we're out in the afternoon.
And this is still Jeff and his missus?
Jeff and various other people. We have
So
we have the
fucking
best
jealous.
time, genuinely. And there are people there who are worth quite a lot of money. There's a GP comes along. There's all sorts.
Oh, I want a G. Oh my God.
Is he on the job? Have you hired him?
She's on call. She's on
A
call.
medical professional in your Wreckhead group?
Yeah.
What a fucking
Unbelievable.
Isn't it
dream.
beautiful? Well, I mean, listen, I play five-a-side on a Monday night in what I call the Fat Jew game, right? Well, I'm one of the thinner ones. And we've got 2 heart surgeons. We had a bloke who had a heart attack the other year, and we had a couple of heart surgeons and a couple of consultants who saved his life. So thank heavens for that. But yeah, still play football, still go out. Why not? Why not if you can?
Here's my question. I'm not diminishing your experience. I know you love it. I know it's been your thing as well in the past and the present and the future. Here's my question. If you
last two aren't
need
right.
substances to make it good, is it inherently good? Because I don't need...
Adam fucking Guinness drinking Rowe. Would you sit?
I don't need any
Pogues?
drugs to make Guinness good.
No, you don't. But would you sit in fucking Pogues on a sunny afternoon, 2, and then stay till 1, 2 in the morning if you didn't have the bit booze in you? Come on, you must be able to empathise.
You
The
said to me you
booze-
wouldn't be able to. You don't go to the
You
pub
could
unless
go
you're
the
drinking.
pub with a Diet Coke, you'd last 2 hours. As the people got pissed around, it's a substance that helps a thing, and that's the
But
same
is the
with
music
clubbing.
shit then? If you have to put ear defenders on,
You
get
don't
Gary
like
Dodd.
Oh no,
the
it's not.
music.
It's loud. I mean, that's why the ear
But
defenders.
also,
It's not
I
to
like
block
the
it out
music.
completely.
I like the music.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So I
Not
don't.
trance.
I'm not a massive fan of country music. On your all dayer for charity, I will be bevved up and I'll have a better time. Like, but I listen to techno and the dance music I used to listen to in the car. Like, I like it. So imagine that. If you say, imagine,
Wild experience.
I mean, I know.
make country music on pills. Oh my God, you'd be like Teddy Swims and Joey Swolls and. You'd
Do you like
honestly,
country music?
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't listen to anything else.
I've never
Imagine that
really
on
got
ecstasy.
into country music. I'll be honest with you. It's
You're not
my
taking the
thing.
right drugs.
No. What drugs would you use to country music?
Ketamine.
Ketamine. Yeah.
Adam Rowe pilled up, listen to like, I fucked my truck, I fucked my sister, I clubbed a seal to death. You'd love it.
I know that track.
Sounds good.
It's class.
Banging. Can I come? Can I come on an away day?
What next time?
I know it's a, listen.
Of course you
oh
can.
My God.
Of course, it's open to anyone who's open-minded and happy to listen to that shit, as you call
Oh
it.
my
Sounds
God.
like a swingers club.
I hope I'm in my 60s.
It does sound a little bit like swingers. Yeah, we all
It was
put
just
our
me,
pills.
Jeff, and his missus.
We all-
have to be open-minded.
We all put our pills in the middle of in a bowl in the middle, and then we mix them up.
To be in your 60s and still doing fun shit, though, that's the goal, innit? You don't want to just stop.
That's why anything I do was trying to keep me fit is so I can behave like a
can keep
teenager
going.
for as long as I possibly can. Right?
If my
That's the
social-
point.
If
Smart.
my social life is exactly as it is now when I'm in my 60s, I'll be fucking delighted.
Yeah.
I'm getting a better social life now than I was when I was whatever 30 something. I'm having more
32.
fun now. I
Because
genuinely
you can go out with your kids.
because I did actually go clubbing with the kids at Glastonbury. And we took some bits and pieces.
Yeah,
and
that's
had
frowned on with
the
me.
best.
Yeah, 'cause
Listen,
they're 3 and 7.
They're only 7 and 4, but they're very advanced. Thank you. I was going to say I'm here all week, but I'm going home in a bit. But no, but we went out, we had a bit of fun. I mean, getting your child to go, do you want another half, Dad? That's all right, isn't it?
so
I think, really. So no, that's what I'm just trying to have fun as long as possible.
Now listen, we've talked about all that good feeling and loved upness, but it doesn't suit us as a podcast to a point. So we're going to be doing room 102. Room 102.
Yep.
If you want to do a jingle for us, this is a great time to whip one together. Send it in to havewordpod@gmail.com. Ian,
Yeah.
have you got anything that is fucking chafing your tits?
Now or in the
No,
last half an hour, or I mean, it's because
What have you got that
Generally
you
in
want
life-
to go in room 102?
we were talking about music and how like you'd saying the music shite at raves. I watch Eurovision on Saturday night
Oh, yes.
and I fucking hated it. I
You put
absolutely.
Eurovision in.
I'm
Well, you've got to win us over because we've got to vote for this. You've got to win us over, and he is a huge Eurovision fan.
listen. Well, you're wrong.
Watches it.
I'd say quite comfortably I'm the biggest music fan in the room, other than, I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
out of us 5,
Yeah.
I listen to music the most, and I love Eurovision.
What? Yeah, but how can you love it? Because the music is the worst. I genuinely think they should stop people on the continent having musical instruments. I genuinely think the customs should go, well, is that a tuba in your bag or whatever the fuck? Stop it. Those people, the music is awful. It's like 25 people trying to do a shit impression of Lady Gaga, one after another. I quite like her, but the Eurovision does my fucking nut in. I watched it the other day with the family. I had to leave the room after 4 or 5
Have a
songs.
pill, watch Eurovision. You've got a completely different experience
No,
there.
it's a possibility, but I just think it's awful. I don't care. Listen, the equality stuff, great. Good on you. I'm happy for you. But the music, I mean, I love my music. I'm like you. I've written a book about the Jam. I fucking love my music. I've grown up, I've been to gigs all my life. And that is not music. I don't know what it is. Euro pop shit.
It is interesting that
bad.
you like it.
I like it for the same reason you watch a shit film and you just turn your brain off for a couple of hours and go, I'm just going to immerse myself in this, just switch off and enjoy it and not think about it too much. So when I'm watching Eurovision, I'm watching it.
Hang on a
and
minute.
like,
Are you potted when you're watching Eurovision?
yeah. I have been the past few years.
Oh, it doesn't count. Then you're just getting fucking
Yeah,
potted
but
with
I've
Paro.
been pissed as well. I've been pissed as well, and you can get
It's
on
the same
it. It's
question.
the
Is
same
it being
level.
enhanced by the drugs or like?
I've watched it before. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, but I enjoy it in the same way that like I enjoy any sort of competition based thing. Like I like watching the X Factor, and I'm not saying they're good musicians or they're good singers. I just like watching the thing, and it's so spectacular. And I also think obviously things have changed a lot now. But back when Eurovision started, that was all the gays had. You know what I mean? It's nice that they had something for so long.
Well, it's
You can't take it
was
away.
all they
You're
had.
homophobe.
there's been
can't
a
argue
shift
with that.
in-
They
I'm
had
sorry,
that. They had
guys.
that and bumming, and that was it. Like that was the whole.
And they
fucking
couldn't do
thing.
that on TV.
No.
How is the music the weakest part of Eurovision?
Fact.
That's
Well, it is though.
The
Isn't it?
voting
I
bit's
mean,
a
it
good bit,
is.
isn't
Yeah, the music isn't great. There is the odd gem.
No,
There's-
there isn't.
There
no,
is.
there isn't.
There is the odd
Well,
gem.
name one.
Yeah,
Euphoria by Loren from 2013. Absolute banger.
Anyone know this tune? Anyone
You won't know it.
Euphoria?
Oh, it's gonna be my first anthem. You wouldn't you?
Euphoria, forever to the end of time.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that one. All right, that was all right. That's allowed
Banger.
through. No, that's all right.
One
That's all-
gem.
Yeah,
Rest
but
assured.
I wouldn't say gem.
There's
I
the odd
wouldn't.
gem, but you're watching it for all of it. When they go over to the people, when they're
And
doing
they're all
the
being
vote,
bitchy about the countries they ate, and they're like, no
it's that,
points for
but
you.
It's also doing the shit jokes of going like, "Hey, it's been great hosting in Sweden tonight. I hope you have too much fun." And they're just not doing jokes.
Yeah.
They're trying for a joke and they're kind of missing it.
It's like karaoke, but writ large, in my opinion, and I just can't have it.
But you don't like karaoke?
No, I've never done karaoke in my life, and I don't intend to. And I find it upsetting to watch people do it as well.
Maybe you'll
What
try
are you-
that at 70, and that'll be the next 30 years of your life.
Maybe.
There's a group of 25 of us. We've got an oncologist. We get together.
I'll come back in 20 years' time. Oh, yeah, I've opened up my own karaoke bar. It's brilliant. But right now, I just find it upsetting. And I just find, and then all the stuff on top of it. There was a lot of political shit this year that I didn't really like much. And I just find it all a bit much. So I would like it to go into room 102 or whatever it is. If
Can
that's,
I say, this isn't looking
Wow.
good for you, Finny.
Well, I'm voting against it.
What?
No,
What
it's
do you mean,
gone.
why?
Because it's fun.
Oh,
is fun.
stop it. There's a lot of things that can be
we need
fun.
more fun in the world. We need more fun and more gays.
Carl.
And that's what I think.
I'm not saying it's against the gays. You understand that?
It
I love
sounds
the
like
gays.
homo-
We're not
Homophobic
putting the
here.
gays in room 102.
No, it's
just
not.
Eurovision, not the gays.
Just the whole concept of it.
You are going to put a lot of gays in with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, are we throwing the baby out
That's
the bathwater?
their fault for having shit tasting music. It's going. It's 3-2.
Thank you.
Eurovision, you're gone.
Thank you.
Auf Wiedersehen.
So would karaoke be in for you as well then?
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
With
I
the right
think
see
people-
now
you've
Dan's
gone
got an
too far.
issue, yeah.
Me and
In a
my gay
heartbeat.
mates love karaoke.
Well, good on you. I'm glad you get some enjoyment out of it.
So we threw the
Murdering
gays in with
songs.
Eurovision. We're doing karaoke. There's the Chinese gone. We are fucked.
Have I upset the Chinese? Oh no.
The Chinese love karaoke.
It's Japanese though, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it means
Empty choir or
awkward,
something.
empty choir. But the Chinese do love it.
Yeah, everyone loves it. It's great. I like it with the right people, and I have to be drunk.
Yeah,
But that's
I
my
like it
thing,
with
do you wanna
the
go on?
Chinese.
I like a sing along with the actual artists. We saw Diana Ross at Glastonbury the other year. She couldn't sing a note.
No,
And we're
it was
like,
bad.
you're right, love, we've got it. We know the words. You just
old?
twirl about in your white dress.
She was like 81 at that point.
Yeah, she couldn't,
doesn't have a
she couldn't
voice
hold the tune,
anymore.
but we knew all the words. That was fine.
Same with Macca. He can barely sing anymore.
Macca's the same, right? But not in a bar when the words, please, don't do
No,
that.
you're
But when-
not, I'm telling you right now, you're not having karaoke off me. No, I've got a couple of bangers that are my like. Fuck.
Have you?
I've got a song that is basically my closer. The
Killers.
Yeah, I've got like I know this one. It's in my range. I
What
know
one
the
do you do
words.
again?
When You Were Young by the Killers, and it's like I'll do other ones and it's never as good. But it's I once in a while there was a night where me and Steve ended up on what street?
Woodies.
Hey,
It's in
in
Woodies.
Woodies. And it was just me and him and everyone. And like someone had been too pissed and someone had to go home. And it was just a really unlikely drinking partnership of me and the business manager from the podcast. And we had such a fucking good
You had a
time.
good night
And
karaoke.
he whipped out Prince Ali from Aladdin. And yeah, I've seen him do it before. It makes me so fucking happy. Watch him not sing it well on purpose and everyone in the room go fucking mental because it's a Disney classic that no one overdoes. I think it's those moments that make me love karaoke. Like unlikely hero moments.
He makes a decent case. Listen, karaoke wasn't part of this. It wasn't.
No.
It's just Eurovision feels like sort of a giant karaoke.
But when it's your dad's mate doing My Way, you're like, oh, just fuck off, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's boring.
My dad's mate doesn't do that.
I took you to the other one that in Motel.
Yeah.
Fucking
Fucking tryhards, mate.
But it's a.
Try
I
to
think
say
that's
triads.
somewhere
Triads.
in between for you. It's a live band doing the songs,
Yeah,
and then people sing up. You do karaoke, but
So
it's
the
a
lead
live
singer,
band.
it's a band without a lead singer, and people can get up and be the lead singer.
Yeah.
that's a little bit more acceptable.
I did that in New York last week. I won't do it over here because, like, I don't want. I know this is like maybe whatever. I don't want someone to recognise me and think there's that comedian like looking for attention. Fuck him.
I do.
But in Brooklyn,
I would
was
do
like,
that.
No, none of these know me.
I would do that. That's different. I
Yeah.
would give that a go. I'd do Teenage Kicks or something by the Jam. I absolutely would. But that doesn't feel like karaoke.
How into the Jam were you? Because apparently you were like, did you follow them round like a season ticket?
I saw them 35 times in a couple of years.
Fucking
I mean, I went all
They weren't
over.
even together that long.
All over. I know. I was packing them out. I was going to see 10 shows, 15 shows on each tour. I absolutely loved them. John Weller, Paul's dad, made me a cup of tea, which is one more cup of tea than my old man ever made me, by the way. My old man never made me a cup of tea, but I was outside the Rainbow Theatre about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and John Weller, Paul's dad, pops out, and he goes, "Hey, right, lads, all right, do you want a cup of tea? It's a bit cold, come in." And we watched the sound check.
Because you were queuing to be at the barrier.
We were queuing to get in, but he invited us in like 2 hours early. We watched the sound check. So the boys just walk out.
What
the
year we
Jam walks
talking?
in.
74?
1979, 1980.
Oh, right, nice.
1980. And yeah, I loved them. I absolutely loved them. Followed them all around the country. Of course I did, yeah. It's Paul Weller. I
Yeah.
had lunch with him about 2 years ago because he read my book and we had
Fuck
lunch.
off.
He phoned me up.
So
He
cool.
read the book. He phoned me up and he goes, "Hello, Ian, it's Paul Weller." And I wanted to go, "I know." But I thought I'd be all insouciant. I went, "Oh, hey, Paul," like he rings every day. And the first thing he says, "I really like your book. I'd forgotten how shit it was in the 70s. And I went, "Can I use that as a quote on the front cover?" And he went, "Yeah." And then we had a bite to eat. I mean, it was mad. It's absolutely best.
The Modfather.
The Modfather.
That's what I'm-
He
that's
had
what
an
I'm
album
hoping
out about
happens with
20
Luke
years
Combs.
ago.
He what?
He had a live album out about 20 years ago.
I haven't followed so much of his career since the Jam. to be honest.
He's kept his cool as Paul Weller, hasn't
Still
he?
wears the same clothes.
He's still going.
Has he got
And
a
he's
shit
still
haircut?
got his voice. His voice is exactly the same as it
I
was
think
in
his
the
voice has
70s.
got better actually
Yeah.
because when it started with the Jam, he was a bit raw.
Something
But of course, everyone respects him, and
Yeah.
just to sit opposite him and him going, "So what's it like doing stand-up comedy?" I'm like, this is weird.
So your biggest, would you, apart from maybe some Arsenal players,
Oh,
is that
Ian
who
Wright.
you've got as
Ian
your,
Wright.
but Paul Weller at the time, and there's that thing of like, don't meet your heroes, but it turns out he's a good pint.
Like I say, Weller was really nice to me, and Ian Wright, I spent 5 years doing a radio show with him, and he was brilliant. And I don't meet your heroes. It's bollocks. Meet them. Of course you should meet them because the first week I was working with Wrighty, I honestly was sat opposite him going, "Oh my God, it's Ian Wright." And then about 8 weeks in, he said to me, "What are you doing tonight?" This is on a Saturday afternoon at Absolute Radio in London. I said, "I'm doing the comedy store." And he went, "I'll come down." And then he watched me do my thing, and then it was more of a sort of equal, you know. I mean,
You
it's
want
really-
that, don't you?
It's a
Did
real
you
thrill.
smash it?
I killed it. First 10 minutes, I absolutely nailed it. I'm comparing, and he was so excited. And I thought, oh, right, he likes what I do. I mean, it's cool, right? It's cool. So, yeah, absolutely meet your heroes. Weller and Wrighty would be the ones.
There's a lad Liverpool have got who's on loan at the minute. I won't name him because he listens to the podcast and I don't know whether he'll want this, whatever. He's on loan at the minute. He's a goalkeeper. Right? And he came to one of my tour shows and his auntie works at the theatre and goes, my nephew's here. He's a footballer and he'd like to meet you. Can you come backstage? He's only a young lad. Come backstage. And he's like, yeah, I'm a really big fan of the podcast and you stand up and everything. And he goes, half the Liverpool team, he's like, they listen to Have a Word. He's like, they because it's like a bit risky and that they can't be like tweeting about it and stuff.
Can I say something to them? Copites are gobshites.
Yeah.
Copites are gobshites.
God, they're devastated. Yeah. And I just knowing that is just like the sickest thing in the world. There's Liverpool players like before the game listening to this shit.
Cody
fantastic.
Gakpo is a lid. There you go.
That's the song.
What?
You got to try and speculate which ones now. Do you think Firmino was a fan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, let's do a have a word and get the fuck out of here.
All right.
There is a jingle going on that you can't hear.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
Oh, I heard this one for a while.
You can all hear it, but I can't.
Lads, this is from Kieran. Lads, I need you to have a word with my mate Connor. He plays five-a-side, and we just found out that he sends an extensively written match report and player ratings to everyone who played after each game. He even said that when he gets subbed off, he goes straight to his phone to note down key moments so he can write it up that night. I think it's gimpy as fuck. Will you please have a word?
What's the start of that again? What's he doing?
He's playing five-a-side, and then he's writing reports about the other players and sending them to them. Like, Adam, you had a 6 out of 10. You done well here, you did bad here.
I like that.
I'd love to read that. I wouldn't want to do it, but I'd love to get one.
Do you know what? This is the type of thing. Do you know in like a group of lads, right? If someone did this, like imagine I'm talking our group of lads from school who we used to play with every like Thursday night. Imagine one of us did this. Imagine like Booth did this, right? And put it in like the footy chat and was like, here's your report for this week. The first moment I fell into the group chat, the joy I'd experience of watching the fucking animals we went to school with absolutely annihilate this tit for doing that is I'd enjoy it. I'd enjoy it because it's so gimpy.
Imagine if someone did this as a comedian coming up and started getting on bills and was like, you know what? I've been on the bill. All my mates are on the bill. I'll write a review of everyone.
Well, I had to
post it.
I had to write a show report.
Yeah, but you weren't on the stage.
No, but it's a weird thing to do, especially watch people are your friends and you have to write an honest show report about them. It's weird.
I mean, I like the idea of this person doing this.
It's
because I think it's really sweet, to be honest.
Yeah.
But my dad used to manage the team that I played for, some Jewish like, Sunday league, and he made me player of the year in front of everyone. I was like 22, and he walked into the dressing room. He goes, "Player of the year this year is Ian," and the whole team went, "Fuck off." And he went, no, he's played really well. And I'm sitting there thinking, please stop.
Is there a what? Is there a Jewish Sunday league?
Yeah, of course there is, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What about it?
No training on Saturday.
No.
Just what?
When I played originally, I was still wearing a skull cap, and we had to wear. When I was like, and we had to have an elastic band to keep it on, right? And the players in the opposing team would come up at corners and ping the elastic band just before a corner came in.
Are you bullshitting?
No.
Did everyone have to wear a yarmulke?
Had to wear a little yarmulke, yeah.
Did the goalkeeper wear it?
Yeah, everyone wear it. Worth it just for that. Just for that.
And with that, ladies and gents, that has been a fucking belter. Thank you, Ian Stone. Where can we find you on socials?
Ian Stone... what is it?
Ian Stone Comic.
Ian Stone Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm doing a tour in the autumn.
Oh, go on.
Just come and see Ian Stone
fucking good
comedian.
Ian Stone Comedy on Instagram and IanStoneComedian.co.uk is the website for tickets.
For tickets in the autumn. It's my first tour and I'm excited.
You should be.
I'm excited. I mean,
hundreds
it's
of
really,
thousands of views on these clips.
Yeah, people are enjoying them. So hopefully people will come to the shows and be great to see.
Good luck, man. It's great to
thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Is that us, babe?
Yeah, we got a song.
Oh, God.
Here we go. This better be by fucking Paul Weller.
It's not by Paul Weller. It's by Craig Lee and the Humble Bees. This is their new tune, Chessboard Moves. We played them before.
Craig Lee and the Humble Bees.
Yeah.
Please do it in your band thing.
What's it called?
Chessboard Moves.
We are Craig Lee and the Humble Bees. This is our first single, Chessboard Moves.
No, it's good though. I've listened to it. It's a fucking great tune. We do this every week. We're cunts. Love you.
Humble Bees.
Love you, lids. See ya.